At a construction site, the scorching sunlight pierced through the steel frames still under construction. A man dressed in white, seemingly the site manager, checked his watch while urging a nearby construction worker. "Why haven't they shown up yet?" he asked sharply. The worker replied, "Boss, I just asked them, and they said there's an emergency. They won't make it in time." The manager glanced down at a murky water-filled pit, holding two thick bundles of cash in his hands. He said, "Proceed as scheduled. Who's brave enough to go down and retrieve the drill bit? NDT 20.000 in my hand will belong to whoever dares." The surrounding workers murmured in protest. "The bottom's all mud. One wrong step, and you're as good as dead." Another added, "It's like a death sentence. I'm not going down there." Suddenly, from among the crowd of workers, a firm hand shot up, silencing everyone in shock. It was a young man, slim but with a confident and sturdy demeanor. He declared, "I've done this before. I want to give it a try." Stepping out of the group, the young man faced the murky, filthy water in the pit. Now equipped with full diving gear, the manager asked him one last time, "Are you sure you can do this? Kid, don't try to play the hero." The young man replied confidently, "When I come back up, not a single cent better be missing." The crowd fell silent. One worker mumbled, "He's been down there a while now." The manager, with no sign of worry, responded, "It's hard to breathe down there. Let him take his time." Suddenly, another worker shouted in panic. No response on the radio. "It's broken, pull him up. Now." From the pit came a bubbling sound. Thankfully, the young man was pulled up just in time, water splashing everywhere as he emerged. Barely removing his diving helmet, he blurted out, "It's done. Where's my money?" The pot-bellied manager slapped the thick bundle of cash into his hand, smirking as he remarked, "You want the money, but you don't care about risking your life. Huh? Here it is, all of it." The other workers murmured among themselves. He got out this time, but next time he might not be so lucky. It turned out that the young man's name was Du Xiaobei. Only 18 years old, working part-time. He risked his life like this because he desperately needed the money to pay for his younger sister's surgery. After receiving a well-deserved payment, he thought to himself, "If only I could earn this much money every day, how great that would be." Holding the wad of cash in his hand, he still felt it wasn't enough. The hard work had taken a toll on his health, making him look unwell, and now, he was bleeding again. Suddenly, a mysterious figure dressed entirely in black, hood pulled tightly over their head, approached him. The enigmatic person asked, "Du to you back. You're working yourself to death and earning just a little money. Do you think it's worth it?" Du to you back, slightly confused, replied, "If it weren't for the money, who would do this?" The mysterious figure, with an odd expression on their face, said, "I'm giving you an opportunity to try your luck here. As long as you have the courage. I'll say this up front, I'm not running a pyramid scheme. Look at my trustworthy face, don't you want to give it a try?" In Tu Bak's eyes, there was a hint of curiosity, but also some suspicion about the offer. However, he simply glanced at the mysterious figure and refused politely. "Sorry, I'm not interested." Yet in his mind, Tu Bak thought, broke and now encountering some pyramid scheme con artist. At a hospital, Tu Bak, wearing a torn and old outfit, held a phone and reread his younger sister's messages. She had been checking on him and reminding him to eat lunch. "Don't forget to take care of yourself," she had said. Suddenly, Tu Bak came across the doctor treating his sister. He called out, "Dr. Lee, what a coincidence. I was looking for you." Dr. Lee scanned Tu Bak from head to toe, his eyes lingering on Tu Bak's tattered clothes. The doctor, with a disdainful attitude, said, "Stop, don't come any closer. You haven't paid this month's hospital fees. If you don't settle the bill soon, I won't be able to provide your sister with her medication." He continued, adding more cutting remarks. "Also, your sister's kidney condition is worsening by the day. She needs a transplant as soon as possible. But with your current financial state, it's unlikely you'll be able to cover the surgery costs. You'd better start preparing for the worst." Tu Bak lowered his head and said quietly, "Doctor, don't worry, I'll pay the money." But by then, Dr. Lee had already walked away, still speaking loudly enough for Tu Bak to hear every word. The surgery costs hundreds of thousands. How could someone like him possibly afford that? From a distance, the mysterious figure had been silently observing Tu Bak, and overheard the entire conversation between the two. By now, Tu Bak was sitting by his sister's hospital bed, confiding in her, "What should I do? Where could I possibly get hundreds of thousands? The younger sister lay motionless on the bed, relying constantly on an oxygen machine. At this point, Xiao Bei could only sit quietly by her side. Suddenly, a phone ringtone broke the silence. It was Xiao Bei's phone ringing. His father was calling. What followed was a tense conversation between Xiao Bei and his father. Xiao Bei firmly said, "I told you, I don't have any money for you." But Xiao Bei's shameless father hurled vicious words. "Even if the girl undergoes surgery, there's no guarantee she'll survive. I owe money. And the loan shark said if she dies, her corneas could be sold for a lot of money." He continued coldly, "That money could be enough to send you to school. All you need to do is wait for me to come. I'll make sure Xiao Si has a grand funeral." Hearing this, Xiao Bei clenched his teeth in anger and shouted into the phone, "Are you even human? Other than gambling, what have you ever done for us? Even if I die, I'll never let you harm Xiao Si." On the other end, the shameless father cursed, "Useless brat." Xiao Bei immediately hung up the phone. Furious, Xiao Bei leaned against the wall, letting out a deep, heavy sigh, trying to release the burden and rage within him. Suddenly, Xiao Bei turned and muttered to himself, "What's that?" In the distance, a figure was approaching. The sunlight from behind the person cast a long shadow on the hospital corridor. Both eerie and mysterious, Xiao Bei quickly realized who it was. The strange man he had seen earlier. The mysterious figure didn't try to hide. Instead, he casually waved and said, "Hello, Xiao Bei." Xiao Bei rushed forward, furious. "Are you following me? Why are you covering your face? You scam artist. Get lost, or I'll call the police." The mysterious man, unbothered, replied calmly, "You got it wrong." Then he explained, "I came to find you because I want to play a game with you." He pointed toward a nearby building and said, "On the third floor of that building. If you catch me within 5 minutes, I'll give you 100,000 as a reward." The man revealed a smile, one that seemed otherworldly. Xiao Bei sneered, "What, are you trying to scam me? You think I'm that gullible?" As he glanced at the logo on the mysterious man's shirt, Tiu Bak felt a sense of familiarity. The mysterious man snapped his fingers and announced to Tiu Bak, "I've just transferred 20,000 NDT to you. If you can catch me, the rest of the money will follow." The sound of a bank notification chimed. Tiu Bak looked down at his phone, his eyes widening in surprise. A message from the bank appeared. 20,000 NDT has been credited to your account. He was speechless. Really? 20,000 NDT straight from the bank? How does he even know my account number? Tiu Bak began questioning the mysterious man. "Who are you? How do you know my account number? What will you do if I refuse to join this game?" The mysterious man replied calmly, "If you refuse, then you won't be able to return the money either." Tiu Bak mulled over it. "This is strange, but it doesn't seem dangerous. Even if I lose, I already have the money." With that thought, he made his decision. "Fine, I agree to your..." Before he could finish his sentence, the mysterious man interrupted loudly. "Let the countdown begin." In the next moment, the man leapt through the hospital window. Tiu Bak was stunned. This was the third floor of the hospital. He quickly ran to the window and looked down to check on the man. How is he okay after jumping from such a height? Bracing himself, Tiu Bak got into position, ready to give chase. "He's already paid me, so let's get started." Instead of jumping through the window, he took the stairs, sprinting like the wind. The sky above the hospital was already darkening. Tiu Bak raced down, clocking 31.12 seconds, still in full sprint, until he located the mysterious man. "There you are," Tiu Bak shouted. A bit of worry crept into his mind. "He's so far ahead, I can't keep up like this. But at least I know this area well." Jumping over trash bins blocking his path, he pressed on. "If I go this way, I'll be faster." At the 1-minute 20-second mark, Tiu Bak grabbed a railing and vaulted over a barrier. "Man, this must look so cool right now." By the 2-minute 59-second mark, his speed had started to attract attention from pedestrians. What the heck was that? Another troublemaker causing chaos? Someone shouted as Tiu Bak zoomed past. At this moment, Little Bak's face was drenched in sweat. In his mind, there was only one thing that mattered, the race. He was getting closer. Little Bak had almost caught up to the mysterious man in the black outfit. The two of them were still locked in a fierce chase, one pursuing, the other fleeing, but the mysterious man was incredibly fast. He kept widening the gap between himself and Little Back. From the mysterious man's perspective, Little Back was now nothing more than a distant black dot far behind. Asterisk 3 minutes 31 seconds 40 milliseconds. There wasn't much time left for Little Back. He could only keep pushing forward. Faster and faster. In his mind, Little Back thought, every time I get close, he suddenly speeds up again. Little Back was now at his limit, pushing his body to its breaking point. He thought this was just a simple game. But the mysterious man seemed tireless. Meanwhile, Little Back's strength was beginning to fade. While running, Little Back pulled out his phone to check the time. Less than a minute remained. The countdown was almost up. If I keep going like this, I can't catch him. I need to think of a way to stop him, he thought, his mind racing to come up with a plan. Suddenly, Little Back had an idea. But his head felt empty now. Too drained to think clearly. I'll have to use the rooftop, he decided. Little Back was running across the rooftop of a building. He prepared to take a running start, planning to leap, but he paused for a moment to think. Standing at the edge of the rooftop, he looked down. It's too high, he thought. However, from this vantage point, Little Back could see clearly. I was right, he's over there. But he hesitated. If I jump, I'll definitely have a chance to catch him. But it's so high, I might not make it. His legs tensed again as he prepared to leap. Time was running out. Only 5 seconds remained to catch the mysterious man. Little Back made his decision. He thought to himself, there's no time left. My sister is more important than anything else. With that, Little Back jumped toward the mysterious man. He shouted as he leapt, closing his eyes tightly. Perhaps deep inside, he still felt a flicker of fear. But that fear was nothing compared to his love for his sister. Little Back was falling, and he was just inches away from catching the mysterious man. 3 seconds remained. The mysterious man, still sprinting like the wind, glanced at his watch. He thought to himself, it looks like it's over. He's just an ordinary person. Could I have been wrong this time? At the 4th minute and 59 second, Tu Back had staked his life on the line. In his mind, there was only one goal. Asterisk, this victory is mine. Tu Back landed dangerously close to the mysterious figure. Using all his strength, he reached out to grab the figure. The man seemed to notice, surprising Tu Back with his quick reflexes. But Tu Back, summoning the last of his energy, managed to grab the man's shirt. He shouted triumphantly, asterisk, got you. At a nearby building close to the hospital, the mysterious figure leaned against a pillar, observing as Tu Back gasped for breath after the dangerous chase. Then, a notification buzzed. The balance in Tu Back's bank account had just changed. In mere seconds, Tu Back felt elated. It now showed NDT 100.000. The mysterious figure spoke. Congratulations on winning the reward. Do you want to earn even more? The next game will have a prize far greater than this one. There are more games to come. Stunned, Tu Back thought to himself. If I keep winning, I'll soon have enough money for TUD's surgery. Without hesitation, he agreed. I'll play. Don't care what the game is, as long as there's money. My life is yours. The mysterious figure stepped forward, revealing his full appearance. His entire face was metallic, and his glowing green eyes shone like a robot. Despite his human-like features, it was clear he wasn't human. The figure smirked and said, good, you said it yourself. Tu Back, shocked at the figure's appearance, stood there with his jaw dropping, unable to hide his amazement. Without delay, the figure locked an iron bracelet onto Tu Back's wrist. A mechanical voice emerged from the bracelet. Scanning player identity. After a brief pause, it continued. Player confirmed. At that moment, Tu Back's eyelids began to droop, and his consciousness started fading. He muttered faintly, I feel a little dizzy. The last image in his mind was the shadow of the mysterious figure before collapsing at the figure's feet. When Tu Back awoke, he found himself groggy but managed to stand. His surroundings were terrifying, blood splattered everywhere, and dry, skeletal remains littered the ground. Before him lay a skeleton, its bony finger pointing directly at him. Ahead, a screen lit up with a countdown timer displaying 5 minutes. A cold, mechanical voice announced, emergency notification, please complete the mission. The mission, survive for 5 minutes, Out of nowhere, 2 children, A boy and a girl sprang up. But they didn't seem human. They stood upright, ready for action. Suddenly, they turned their heads. Both had monstrous, ferocious faces, pale white skin, wide gaping mouths filled with dagger-like sharp teeth. The announcement voice echoed again. The game begins. Players, prepare yourselves. The countdown clock displayed *5 minutes. And the screen continued with another message. Players must survive for 5 minutes. The game will start in 5 seconds. The announcement began counting down. 5. At this moment, Du back regained consciousness. Muttering to himself, "A game? What's going on?" His head throbbed painfully as he cradled it with one hand. Looking at his hand, he cursed. "After that mysterious guy put this bracelet on me, I passed out." Suddenly, the announcement voice cut in again. 4. Tu back's eyes widened in alarm. "What's that?" The countdown continued. 3. Before him were the two monsters, devouring the other players with ravenous fury. Terrified, Tu back shouted, "These things look like little demons. What the hell is this place?" The machine announced. 2. Sweat streamed down Tu back's face. Something's not right here. Even the monster on the announcement screen seemed disturbingly eerie. The countdown reached 1. Let the game begin. The two little demons, with blood-red eyes and grotesque grins revealing their razor-sharp teeth, screeched and lunged toward Tu back. They dashed from opposite sides, their clawed hands swiping through the air with deadly precision. Tu back, still in shock, thought to himself, "Damn it, I don't know what's happening. But I do know that if these little monsters catch me, I'm done for." The savage demons closed in rapidly, leaving Tu back no time to hesitate. He instinctively got into a sprinting stance, ready to run. As he dashed away, he muttered to himself in an attempt to stay calm. "Just observe your surroundings first." The voice said, "I just have to survive for 5 minutes. If I can keep myself alive, I'll be fine." But the two demons cornered Tu back, driving him closer to the wall behind him. They charged at him furiously. Suddenly, Tu back turned around and noticed something strange. "Where's the other one? Why don't I see it?" In the split second he turned back. One of the little demons was already in front of him. Tu back froze in horror as the creature grinned hideously, its vile smile widening as it lunged straight at him. Xiao Bei quickly turned and ran in the opposite direction. The sharp claws aimed to grab him, but luckily, they only managed to tear a piece of fabric from his shoulder. Feeling the danger, Xiao Bei couldn't help but curse in shock. Glancing to the side, his panic deepened. Sweat poured down his face from the overwhelming pressure. Another demonling was rushing toward him, ready to attack. Fortunately, his youthful agility allowed him to leap away just in time to avoid a blow. However, blood dripped from the demonling's claws onto the ground. Xiao Bei noticed he had sustained a large gash on his arm. He muttered to himself, "Its claws are sharp as knives. If both of them attack together, I'm done for." He looked at the two grotesque demonlings. Their faces twisted in a terrifying hunger. They seemed desperate to devour him. The tracking device on his wrist analyzed his physical condition, indicating his heart rate was dangerously high. Xiao Bei noticed this too, whispering, "My stamina is fading because of the adrenaline. I need to move quickly." He began running again, desperately trying to put distance between himself and the two demonlings. Encouraging himself, he thought, "I have to keep going, no matter what." Less than half the time had passed. The countdown timer showed 3 minutes and 24.45 seconds remaining. The two demonlings, despite their clumsy appearance, surprisingly managed to coordinate an attack. One crouched and braced itself while the other climbed onto its back, using the momentum to launch itself toward Xiao Bei like a missile. Although Xiao Bei saw it coming, he was still caught off guard. His eyes widened, teeth clenched. What the hell? The flying demonling closed in quickly, its sharp claws gleaming as it aimed for his back. Xiao Bei's expression shifted to one of pure shock as the claws dug into his back, forcing him to cough up blood. "Damn it," he shouted in pain. The demonling opened its monstrous mouth, its teeth dripping with saliva and blood, ready to strike a final blow. Xiao Bei knew that if he didn't escape now, his life would be over. No more waiting, he thought. He mustered all his strength and swung a punch into the demonling's face, sending it flying backward. Xiao Bei winced in pain, thinking, that hurt so much." But as he glanced at the timer, He reminded himself, I can't give up now. Only 2 minutes left. I have to survive. By this time, the two demonlings were enraged. They charged at Xiao Bei like moths to a flame. One managed to grab 2 of his fingers, its twisted grin growing even more terrifying. It didn't take long. One of the little demons directly snapped 2 of Tiu Bak's fingers as if breaking dry twigs. They truly had no heart, committing cruel acts without a second thought. Tiu Bak winced in pain, his eyes welling up with tears. His screams echoed loudly. His fingers bent unnaturally, looking horrifyingly broken. The 2 little demons leapt around gleefully, celebrating their torment of Tiu Bak. Clutching his injured hand, Tiu Bak staggered forward. Through the pain, he kept motivating himself. I can't give up. I don't want to die. The bracelet on Tiu Bak's wrist suddenly sounded an alarm. A notification appeared, issuing a dire warning. Heart rate, 190 BPM. Values have reached dangerous levels. Player should stop exertion immediately, asterisk. But his heart rate didn't stop climbing, 192. 195. And then it spiked at a staggering 200 BPM. The extreme shock and pain rendered Tiu Bak unable to speak or even breathe properly. Just then, the countdown timer on his watch sounded another notification. 1 minute remaining in the game, asterisk. This snapped Tiu Bak back to reality. Thoughts of his younger sister flooded his mind. Xiao Si is still waiting for me at the hospital. If I die here, she won't survive either. I can't let this happen. I won't let it happen. The system voice announced again. Heart rate has exceeded 200 BPM. Emergency mode activated. Player is granted skill enhancement, asterisk. What is happening? Tiu Bak thought, his heart racing even faster. The system's voice rang out. Attention. Level 1 skill activated, reverse time. Player's state will be restored, asterisk. In utter disbelief, Tiu Bak felt his injuries heal rapidly. His broken fingers straightened, and the pain dissipated. My wounds are disappearing? What's going on? The system continued. Level 1 skill successfully activated. Reverse time allows the player to restore their physical condition. The skill also enables a 3-second glimpse into the future, predicting motion trajectories within that window. Utilizing this ability significantly improves the odds of survival, asterisk. Tiu Bak, still in shock, processed the information. Does this mean I can survive? Is this like some kind of power-up hack? The realization sent a shiver down his spine. He clenched his fists, his resolve strengthening. Whatever this system was, it had just given him the edge he needed to keep going. At this moment, Little Bak activated the skill, Reverse Time Flow, allowing him to see 3 seconds into the future. The system promptly notified him. His eyes began to glow a bright golden hue, almost as if they could emit light. There were only asterisk 30 seconds left asterisk before the game would end. Distorted images began to appear. 2 sinister little demons materialized, charging toward Little Bak. He could only gape in shock, unable to react as their attacks tore into his body. He felt their bites ripping through him. Regaining his composure, Little Bak realized, what I just saw will happen 3 seconds from now. Right? This is incredible. He started analyzing the vision of the future. Based on what he saw, the demon on the right would attack him first. The game timer now showed asterisk 20 seconds remaining. In his vision, the demon on the right would pierce his heart. It seemed that everything was playing out exactly as he had foreseen. The 2 demons lunged at him, ready to attack. Little Bak calculated his next moves. Since he knew what was coming, he used all his remaining strength and speed to gracefully dodge their strikes. His agile evasion left the demons utterly stunned. It seemed Little Bak had avoided their dangerous assault. Now, only asterisk 10 seconds remained asterisk until the end of the game. Little Bak muttered to himself, I'll definitely make it through this. I'm the protagonist after all. With a glance at the system timer, he saw just asterisk 6 seconds left. He considered using his skill again. I'll use it one more time, he thought, but it was too late. The asterisk reverse time flow asterisk skill needed asterisk 10 minutes asterisk to cool down. Meanwhile, the 2 demons continued their relentless pursuit, launching attack after attack. With only asterisk 3 seconds remaining, Little Bak murmured his mantra. Time, hurry up and pass. I'm the protagonist, remember? With just asterisk 1 second left, a massive door began to shift open. Little Bak stepped through, his steps weary as his mind raced with thoughts. He wondered, Where is this place taking me now? If not for the protagonist's aura, I'd have been carried out of here already by the Grim Reaper himself. Those two monsters. They can't even be considered human. Can they? He recalled the mysterious man's words. Could this be the game he mentioned? The one with even greater rewards? The bracelet on Little Back's wrist chimed. It announced that he had earned *** 300 bonus points * for completing the game. Puzzled, Little Back thought, what are these points even for? He kept walking forward, noticing a room up ahead. Back opened his eyes. Utterly astonished, he found himself surrounded by others, all wearing outfits identical to his own. A mechanical voice emerged from his smart bracelet, scanning through his profile. Player detected in the arena. Verifying personal information, scores, and mission status. Note: any violation of rules will trigger the enforcement mechanism. The scene shifted abruptly. Back was now in an extremely bizarre room, where a man sat with his chin resting on his hand, sneering mockingly. So I heard there were supposed to be 20 new players joining today. Why is only one of them standing here? Did the rest die already? What a bunch of useless weaklings. Back, puzzled, thought to himself. Who are these people? And why do they look so annoyed? At that moment, a hand suddenly landed on his shoulder with a firm pat. Turning around, Back saw a dangerous-looking man who asked, Hey, you're new here, right? How was your first game? Fun. Back stared at him, bewildered, thinking, who is this guy? Why is he talking to me? Is he insane? Just my luck. First I'm stuck here. Now I've bumped into a lunatic. Sensing Back's confusion, the man introduced himself. Name's Jong. I arrived half a month earlier than you. And I'm just like you, a player in this game. Realizing they shared the same predicament, Back began to piece things together. So, these people, they're players too. But why are we all gathered here? He asked. Jong explained. Because we've completed the first challenge. That's why we're here now. He added. You made it through that cursed 5-minute survival challenge. Which means you're tougher than you look. Congratulations. Back, still disoriented, asked. But what is this place? Exactly? Jong responded. This is the arena for the game, where you gamble with your life. He continued. Have you ever heard of the AGA Association? Back, honestly confused, replied. No, I've been working part-time every day. I barely have time to think about anything else. Jong, surprised by his ignorance, shook his head and explained. AGA is the leading tech corporation in the world. You really don't know that? That's insane. He elaborated further. They control major industries worldwide, and their wealth could buy out entire nations. They're at the forefront of AI development. And yet, you've never heard of them? Unbelievable. Back listened in silence, the pieces of the puzzle slowly coming together, though the full picture was still out of reach. At this moment, Giuseppe suddenly recalled. I remember now. The person I thought was running a pyramid scheme before. They had an AGA insignia on them. Curious, he asked Jong. But what does the AGA Age Association have to do with this? Jong pointed to the bracelet on Giuseppe's wrist and said, Look at this. Then Jong pressed a button on the bracelet. Giuseppe, confused, asked, What's this bracelet for? Suddenly, the bracelet emitted a bright flash. Startling him, an image of a hideous, terrifying monster gradually appeared. Its grotesque form grinned as it spoke. Giuseppe, welcome to the arena. Like the other players, you are forced to survive here. However, there are conditions for staying alive. You can only survive if you continuously participate in the game. As the game progresses, you can accumulate points to level up. The last survivor will receive the inheritance of the AGA Corporation, a massive fortune you've always dreamed of. But beware, there's one special rule. If you dare to quit, you will be executed. So, work hard and claim the ultimate prize. Good luck. For more details on the special rules, refer to the beginner's guide available on your wrist bracelet. With that, the monster vanished. Giuseppe, still dazed, muttered, A massive fortune? He turned to Jong and asked, Do you really think it's possible to win that huge amount of money? Jong, with an ambiguous expression, replied, Who knows? All I know is that it's not easy to become the last player standing. You probably shouldn't get your hopes up too high. He continued, There are 7 levels in total. And we're currently at the lowest level, Child. If you want to get your hands on that fortune, you'll have to keep playing and earn points to level up. But the higher the level, the harder the games become. If you're weak, you won't survive here, let alone dream about that massive fortune. Zhang added. Besides, earning points isn't easy at all. Here, points are equivalent to money. Everything you eat and use must be paid for with points. And there's a limited supply of daily goods. If you don't want to starve or die of thirst, you'll have to fight for them. The most important thing to remember is, never run out of points. The moment you hit 0 points, that's when you'll face death. So, use your points wisely. Don't waste them carelessly. Giuseppe thought to himself. Although the reward is very tempting, I almost lost my life in the very first round. And this sick, twisted set of rules, not to mention, Siak is all alone in the hospital. I can't stop worrying about that. Giuseppe asked Zhang, can I leave this place if I refuse to participate? Just as he finished speaking, a loud shout echoed. Where the hell is this place? He turned in confusion toward the voice. There was a man angrily trying to yank a bracelet off his wrist. I've been starving for days now. And on top of that, I've had to fight these monsters. I'm losing my mind here. I'm sure I can escape if I just get this thing off. But things weren't that simple. The man used all his strength. But no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't remove the bracelet. The bracelet suddenly emitted a warning. Asterisk warning to player. Please calm down. Warning to player. Please calm down. Asterisk asterisk. Despite the repeated warnings, the man didn't listen. The result? The bracelet immediately exploded, and the man's body disintegrated on the spot, effectively logging him out of existence. Just unlucky, I guess, Giuseppe muttered under his breath, his face pale as he stared at the horrific scene in shock. What the hell just happened? Zhang replied. What a coincidence. That's exactly what will happen to you. If you dare to refuse the game, you only have 2 options. Accept it, or meet the same fate as that guy. Giuseppe felt his mind spinning. What is this game, exactly? What kind of twisted nightmare have I gotten myself into? He regretted chasing after that mysterious figure earlier. Zhang gave him a kind reminder. You'd better prepare yourself mentally. If you're not strong enough, you'll have a rough time ahead. Suspicious. Giuseppe asked Zhang, why are you even telling me all this? I'm just a newbie. What could you possibly gain from me? Zhang smiled nonchalantly and said, there's no harm in befriending strong people like you. I watched your broadcast earlier. At first, you seemed pretty weak, but later on, your reflexes became incredibly sharp. Even though it got dangerous toward the end, you managed to survive because time ran out, and the monsters didn't get a chance to kill you. I really hope there won't be more programs like that. Giuseppe muttered, suddenly recalling something. Oh, right, it was thanks to that system earlier that I managed to survive. Curious, Giuseppe turned to Zhang and asked, do you know anything about the system and its skills? Zhang blinked in confusion. System? Skills? What are you even talking about? Are you delusional? There's no such thing as what you're describing. Yang's expression was both puzzled and slightly wary. But he didn't seem to be lying. He watched the same game I played. But he claims to know nothing about the system's existence? That doesn't make any sense. But why would he lie to me? Giuseppe thought to himself. Could it be that I'm the only one who can see the system? If that's the case, I should stop asking others about it. It might bring trouble my way. At that moment, the speaker in the corner of the room crackled to life, announcing, the time is now 19:03. There are 30 minutes left before the public area closes. All players, please return to your dorms before the area closes. Players who violate this rule will face death. Asterisk. Zhang turned to Giuseppe. Free time is from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You're allowed to be outside the dorms during that time. Now, come with me, I'll show you to your room. Giuseppe nodded. Alright, let's go. Together, they entered the dormitory. As Giuseppe glanced around, he asked, if I can't leave now, I want to know the best way to survive here. Zhang chuckled. You're calmer than I expected. Giuseppe, it took me 3 whole days to come to terms with this place back when I arrived. As they approached door B24, Zhang pointed it out. This is your room. Funny enough, I'm in B10, right across from you. Just then, the system's voice announced, 5 minutes remaining before the public area closes. All players, please return to your dorms as soon as possible. Asterisk. Hearing this, Zhang added, time's almost up, get into your room quickly. He waved at Giuseppe before heading to his own room. See you tomorrow. I'll tell you everything I know about this place then. For now, just get some rest. Giuseppe waved back. It's lucky I met someone as helpful as him. At least I've started to get a little understanding of how to survive here. As he placed his hand on the doorknob, Giuseppe thought to himself, so this is it. From today, I'm really going to live in this place. He pushed open the door and stepped into his room, his mind still brimming with questions. As soon as Little Back stepped into the room, he noticed 4 others already there. They seemed to be waiting for him, ready to welcome him in their own special way. One of them spoke up, mocking him. Oh, so it's the newbie who slept in the bathroom. Huh? This place is already full. It became clear to Little Back that luck wasn't on his side here. By nightfall, his only option was to squeeze himself into a blanket right next to the toilet. Lying there, he couldn't stop thinking, TUC is still alone in the hospital. I have to find a way out of this place. But first, I need to figure out the rules here. Little Back pulled out the bracelet on his wrist to investigate. After some searching, he found the * new player guide. Excited, he selected it. In the dim, barren room, with its sparse and shabby furnishings, Little Back focused intently on the guide. A bear icon, symbolizing the game, appeared and spoke. Hello, I am *S, your guide for new players. Congratulations on completing your first game. Now, you must begin accumulating * personal points. Below, you'll see 3 dummies, each representing a player. Remember, * 100 points will be automatically deducted every day at midnight. As a survival fee, if your points drop to 0, it means you lose the right to survive. Your device will process you immediately. In short, the result is, you'll be killed. The bear continued. Your current rank is * child. When you accumulate * 10.000 points, you'll be eligible to challenge and advance to the next rank, student. To level up, players need * 10.000 points. But today's game only earned you * 300 points. Little Back let out a deep sigh. Not to mention, 100 points are deducted daily just to survive. It's like a never-ending tax. He thought bitterly. The system resumed its explanation. The * arena places various monsters in each game. To interact with players, these monsters will chase and kill players. The game is divided into 3 difficulty tiers: beginner, intermediate, and advanced, based on duration, location, monsters, and the number of players involved. For beginners, the reward is * 300 points per game. The harder the challenge, the greater the rewards. Important: you must participate in at least 1 game per day. If you fail to comply, you will either be processed or can pay * 500 points. To skip the rules for 1 day. Realizing the gravity of his situation, Little Back thought to himself, from now on, I'll have to face these monsters every day. The mere thought of being torn apart flashed vividly in his mind. He shuddered, but deep down, he knew there was no other way forward. If I want to survive, I have to become stronger. Due to you, Back reminded himself, resolving to be cautious and prepared to endure any battle ahead. His bracelet vibrated, displaying a notification. You have an unread message. Feeling tense, Due to you, Back glanced around, sensing an unshakable fear creeping in. The message read, *The system will help you become stronger. Player training and development activated. Player training and development? What's that? He wondered. His curiosity piqued. Without hesitation, he pressed next. The system explained. Training mode. Available once per day. Improve your skills and earn bonus points. Would you like to proceed? Due to you, Back's face lit up. So, I can get stronger and earn points? This is amazing, he thought. Smiling in satisfaction. Excited, he selected, yes, without hesitation. Moments later, Due to you, Back found himself drenched in sweat. His heart pounding as the system initialized. Training and development. Entering a simulated game environment to enhance skills. Suddenly, he was thrust into a blank, white void. Startled, he exclaimed, where am I? Wasn't I just in the dormitory? Regaining his composure, he carefully observed his surroundings. A new challenge appeared on the screen. Survive for 5 minutes. Beginner level. Failure will deduct 100 points. As the countdown began, grotesque, frightening dummies materialized around him. The system added, Note: in training mode, Monsters will not cause real damage to the player. Du Tiu back couldn't help but let out a frustrated sigh. Asterisk, great. I have to survive another game at midnight? What is this madness? Meanwhile, outside in the main hall, Zhang was searching for Du Tiu back. Asterisk, where is he? He's not here or in the dormitory. I've been looking for him for half a day now. Don't tell me he started today's challenge already, he can't have died. Right? Zhang frowned, pacing nervously. Asterisk, I thought he had potential, but if he's gone. That's such a shame. Suddenly, Zhang froze in shock, his expression unreadable. Emerging slowly from a glowing gate was a familiar figure, none other than Du Tiu back. Covered in sweat but alive, Du Tiu back stepped forward, his movements steady despite his exhaustion. Asterisk, hey, brother, we meet again, Zhang called out, waving energetically. Du Tiu back, still catching his breath, looked up and exclaimed in surprise. Asterisk, Zhang? Is that really you? Zhang smiled, relieved and impressed. Asterisk, you made it through the survival challenge. Huh? I knew you had it in you. You started the game too early. Someone commented. Du Tiu back replied. I just wanted to quickly adapt to the pace here. Pulling down the hood of his jacket, he thought to himself. Actually, I'm just testing whether the system from yesterday is useful or not. Rewinding to the beginning of the simulation, Tiu back was being chased by two small monsters. He had to sprint at an unbelievable speed to escape them. These two small monsters, just like in the daytime game, started hunting me as if they were starving. Even though I knew it was fake, the urgency I felt was completely different from before. Maybe it's because this training is designed to help me grow stronger. But why couldn't I outrun that monster? It's even faster than before. The monster managed to touch Tiu back, and if it were a real challenge, it would have dealt significant damage to him. Simulation failed. 7 defeats. Asterisk 100 points deducted as a penalty. The system deducted points, and the simulation was incomplete. A message popped up. System will unlock basic training and stamina upgrades to teach the player how to break barriers. Asterisk. Tiu back, still panting heavily from the grueling challenge. Read the notification on his screen. You have 3 hours to complete this, or points will be deducted again. His scoreboard now showed asterisk only 200 points remaining. A dangerously low amount that could jeopardize his survival. Tiu back clutched his shoulder, muttering, "Basic training guide? Let's see what this is about." Around him, the monsters vanished. In other words, even if the simulated training failed, I could still grow stronger through practice. He smiled, thinking positively. Currently practicing basic training. Fixed jump points. Asterisk. Currently practicing basic training. Front flips. Asterisk. Currently practicing basic training. Sprint finishing. Asterisk. The system displayed one lesson after another, showcasing the skills he was learning. It seemed the system recognized him as hardworking. The system even provided him with a small room for practice. The tasks displayed before him, however, were incredibly challenging. Tiu back fell countless times during these exercises, but he remained determined to keep practicing. After numerous failed attempts, I still couldn't fully execute the graceful movements. It was nothing like I imagined. I used to think I could do it, but the harsh reality said otherwise. Finally, after a long training session, I realized that while it felt like an eternity inside the system's training ground, in real life, only a single second had passed. Exhausted, Tiu back collapsed onto his thin blanket, his body drenched in sweat. Looking at the clock, Tiu back murmured to himself, "Are these two different timelines at play?" After yesterday's game, he felt confident that the system training had genuinely improved his skills. To cut off Tiu back's train of thought, Kyan waved a hand in front of him. "Stop daydreaming, I'll show you everything about this place." Kyan took the lead, guiding Tiu back, but suddenly, Tiu back stopped him. "Wait a second," he said. "Are we really only allowed to play one game per day? Can I play another one?" Kyan looked at him, surprised. "Are you serious? You've already exhausted yourself, and you want to play again? Do you really plan to use up the last bit of your strength just to play another round? Think carefully before you act." Even a passerby overheard and gasped. "What, a newbie trying to play back-to-back games? You'll meet death before you see victory." Kyan grew more agitated. Very few people can play consecutive games and survive. Do you understand that? But Tiu back had a different mindset. The difficulty of the game increases with each round. so it's worth the challenge. If it becomes too dangerous, I'll use my skills to escape. One game a day is far too slow for me to accumulate points. And the daily survival fees aren't cheap either. I still have some strength left, so I'll give it a shot. His determination shocked everyone, especially Cayenne, who was left speechless. In a game like this, where survival itself is considered a rare fortune, how could someone like Tiu Back have the audacity to willingly play another round? It was pure arrogance. Despite the uproar, Tiu Back strode into the mission area. Around him were shadowy figures, their postures showing exhaustion and relief, as if they had just shed a massive burden. They left the path in the center open, and Tiu Back walked slowly toward the front. As he stood before the door, he hesitated for a moment, as though calculating risks that he couldn't quite put into words. A robotic voice announced, "Player due Tiu Back. Today's game has been completed. 1-star beginner level achieved. The game will now restart, and difficulty will increase from 1-star beginner to 2-star beginner." Standing in front of the massive door, Tiu Back read every word carefully. "Huh? 2 stars?" he muttered, puzzled. At that moment, a young man in red stood before a wide door, seemingly waiting for something. What else could it be? Standing in front of a door like this, he could only be waiting for it to open. As he raised his hand to touch the door, a notification panel suddenly appeared, displaying the message, "Player start, 2 stars. The challenge will begin as you step into the room, asterisk." The door opened immediately, revealing a horrifying scene. Inside, the floor was littered with bodies, all wearing the same red clothing as his. Each person lay sprawled in different corners, lifeless. One man, still alive, was slumped against the wall. His entire body was bloodied, covered in wounds, and he was clutching his injuries, groaning in pain. The young man stood frozen for a long moment, his thoughts racing. What level is this guy at? Did he get hurt this badly because of the game? As he pondered, flashes of the chaotic scenes from earlier crossed his mind. People chasing each other, and himself sprinting frantically, barely surviving. Thanks to the physical training and simulations from the previous night, this morning's match hadn't been as grueling. Standing before this door of shadows, he muttered to himself, "It should be fine if the difficulty increases a little, right?" He chuckled softly. "If I want more points, I have to take the risk." Suddenly, a figure emerged from the darkness, clad in the same red uniform. The person turned their back to him and announced, "The player has entered the room." Outside the glass walls, a strange, magical smoke began to rise. Then, from somewhere, a pair of legs in red shoes appeared. It was a boy. At first, the boy seemed startled, as if he had seen something shocking. Standing at the door, he peered into the room, wondering, what happened to this challenge area? This is completely different from before. Inside the glass room, 2 people were tied up. The boy couldn't comprehend what lay ahead of him. Raising a hand to his mouth in thought, he mumbled, "Is this water? It doesn't look normal at all." Suddenly, a massive system notification appeared, filling the air with bold text. "Mission. Survive for 5 minutes and kill 1 monster, asterisk." His heart raced as he blurted out in panic, "What? I have to kill a monster? In this time limit?" The system voice chimed in again. "Game difficulty has increased. Be cautious of sulfuric acid, asterisk." Sulfuric acid? He glanced down at the liquid and realized, if I fall into that, I'm dead for sure. Just then, a red-eyed monster lunged at him with a slash. Thankfully, he managed to dodge in time. His red shoes seemed to emit an unusual power, giving him an edge. Seizing the opportunity, he took a deep breath and sprinted forward at full speed. 2 monsters flanked him from either side, their movements calculated as they prepared to capture him. The challenge had just begun, and survival was already hanging by a thread. Running along the edge of a cliff lined with pools of toxic water, he was terrified but forced to stay cautious. As he ran, a monster suddenly appeared in front of him. Compared to these creatures, the treacherous terrain was an even greater challenge. "There's no way to escape now," he muttered to himself, seeing the monster blocking his path ahead. Panicking, he said, "I have nowhere else to go. The fixed jump technique I practiced last night should help me cover this distance." Standing at the brink of the toxic pools, he had no choice but to take a running start and jump. With all his strength and experience, he launched himself into the air and landed safely on the other side. The clock continued to count down. He had just over *3 minutes* remaining. as he kept running through the room and along the perilous path. He thought to himself, if the toxic water only causes erosion, I might last until the end of the game. But if I want points, I'll have to kill one of the monsters. Glancing back at the creatures, he muttered, how am I supposed to kill them? Barehanded? It's too hard. And I have to be careful of those sulfuric acid pits. As he strategized, something felt off. Startled, he yelled, wait, sulfuric acid. Ahead of him, two monsters were charging directly at him. Cornered, he had no choice but to fight them. I can try activating a system skill, he thought, and dodge their attacks. Then I'll grab one and throw it into the pit. I'm not sure what my chances of winning are. But there's no time left. I have to take the risk. He focused on activating the skill. But a system notification appeared. Skill activation failed. Player's heart rate does not meet the required threshold, asterisk. Damn it, he cursed, clenching his fists. My heart rate isn't high enough. Is it because I'm not as scared as I was yesterday? The two monsters continued circling and stalking him. If I can't anticipate their next moves, I won't be able to dodge. And if I can't dodge, I'll die here. Sweat poured from his face as fear gripped him. He thought, if I get injured, the pain might increase my heart rate and meet the system's requirement. Looking at the sharp, black claws of the monster approaching him, he made a grim decision. As the monster lunged, a sickening squelch echoed, followed by the sound of blood splattering. The creature's claws pierced through his arm. Clenching his teeth, he growled, I'm just trying to avoid a fatal blow. This has to work. Damn it, this hurts more than I thought, asterisk. Warnings from the system echoed in Back's ears. Asterisk. Heart rate at 180 BPM, approaching dangerous levels. Player will be forced to stop the training challenge. As the alerts intensified, the system announced, asterisk. Heart rate at 190 BPM, dangerous threshold reached. Player will be forced to stop the challenge. Despite the warnings, Back gritted his teeth and shouted, asterisk, faster, push harder. The system persisted. Asterisk. Heart rate at 195 BPM, critical levels reached. Player will be forced to stop. Finally, Back collapsed, knees hitting the ground. His face was pale, and his breaths came in shallow gasps. Asterisk. Attention. Player's heart rate has reached 200 BPM. Time reversal skill is now available. A surge of relief washed over him. Asterisk. Just in time. Asterisk, he thought as the system prompted. Asterisk. Activate time reversal skill. Motion trajectories can now be predicted for the next 3 seconds. Focusing intently, Back's eyes gleamed with determination. Asterisk. I can see their attack paths now. Without hesitation, he sprinted forward, narrowly avoiding 2 advancing monsters. Asterisk. I have to kill one of them before my skill runs out. There's only one chance. Observing their movements, he noticed a pattern. Asterisk. These two tend to attack head-on. That means my best chance to strike will be during their charge. I'll lure one to the edge of the bridge so it falls into the toxic water below. Back positioned himself near the edge and taunted one of the monsters to charge at him. As it lunged forward, he bent backward at the last moment, letting it plunge into the acid pool below. Its agonized screeches echoed as it dissolved in the toxic liquid. Asterisk. One down, Back muttered, but the challenge wasn't over yet. There was still one monster left. And only 2 minutes remained on the timer. Scrambling to climb back onto the bridge, he clung tightly to the edge, muttering, asterisk. I have to be quick. If I fall, the one who ends up in that acid will be me. With a final push, he pulled himself onto solid ground, miraculously unharmed. However, blood from his injuries began dripping steadily. Asterisk. I can't stop the bleeding. Can I hold on? My vision's blurring. No, I can't end here. The system interrupted. Asterisk. Player can use accumulated points to upgrade time reversal skill. Activate? Back didn't hesitate and activated the skill. Just as the final monster closed in, the battle was brutal, but he managed to kill the creature before collapsing to his knees. Drained and bleeding out, before him, a grotesque, small monster emerged from the shadows, standing ominously. Asterisk. Is this the end? Asterisk, he thought, barely able to keep his eyes open. Back stood still, waiting for the little monster that was ready to strike. In his drowsy state, a *skillboard* suddenly appeared before his eyes, displaying the following message. Players can use points to upgrade skills. Once upgraded, skill cooldowns will be refreshed. Skill. Reversed time, level 2. Effect. Predict the trajectory of your opponent's movements for the next 5 seconds. Activation cost. 160 BPM, heart rate. Cooldown. 8 minutes. Upgrade cost. 300 points. Would you like to upgrade? Asterisk. The main character, due to you back, hesitated, unsure whether to spend the 300 points required for the upgrade. He recalled how yesterday, 100 points had already been deducted when he failed to complete the system's training task. And another asterisk 100 survival points asterisk were automatically deducted at midnight. Carefully, due to you back checked the point display on his wrist device, calculating whether his current balance would allow the upgrade. The watch showed a balance of asterisk 400 points, which included the points earned from today's victory. Although it's not much, he thought, if I upgrade, I'll refresh the cooldown and reduce my heart rate activation cost. But with my bleeding wounds and current condition, I'm not sure I'll survive until the game ends. As he deliberated, the little monster suddenly charged at him, ready to attack. In this critical moment, due to you back, with determined eyes and unshakable resolve, told himself, I have no other choice, asterisk. Confirm upgrade, asterisk. The moment he gave the command, the system board displayed a detailed skill update. Skill. Reversed time, level 2, asterisk. Asterisk condition asterisk. Requires 160 BPM, heart rate. Asterisk cooldown asterisk, 8 minutes. Asterisk effect asterisk. Predict opponent's movement trajectory for the next 5 seconds. Passive effect asterisk. Successfully dodging all attacks within 5 seconds grants a asterisk 2-minute movement speed boost. Suddenly, a asterisk golden aura asterisk surrounded due to you back's body. He was startled to find that the upgraded skill included an unexpected asterisk bonus effect asterisk. A asterisk 2-minute speed boost asterisk after dodging. The system confirmed. Skill upgrade complete. Cooldown reset. Asterisk. Without delay. Due to you back activated asterisk reversed time asterisk to predict the monster's movements. His eyes glowed with a sharp brilliance as he focused. This is my only hope of survival, he thought. The little monster launched a flurry of attacks. But Tiu back moved with agility, dodging each strike with precision. He spun and twisted his body, barely evading the monster's claws as they swiped through the air. As the countdown timer on his wrist reached 1 minute and 52 seconds a system notification appeared. Player has successfully dodged all attacks. Reversed time effect activated. 2-minute movement speed boost granted. Countdown begins now, asterisk. With this newfound agility, Tiu back dashed forward, leaving the little monster stunned by his sheer speed. But the monster, relentless, charged after him with blackened hands and razor-sharp claws, moving faster than ever before. A swift attack shot upward, cutting through the air toward the protagonist. Reacting instantly, he dodged, surprised at the speed. The strike was so fast it left afterimages. My body feels so light. My speed has really increased, he thought. After successfully evading, due to you back shifted his weight to his toes, preparing to sprint. With a burst of acceleration, he left the demonling far behind. The creature barely had time to process what was happening. Angered by the sudden loss of its prey, the demonling's blood-red eyes burned with rage. It bared its sharp teeth. Its cracked face contorted in fury. With his enhanced agility, dodging the monster's attacks became increasingly effortless. If I push my speed just a bit more, it won't even be able to touch me, Due to you back analyzed calmly, his golden eyes reflecting a detached curiosity. He pondered, if I weren't injured, would I be even faster? The system flashed a notification. Remaining acceleration time, 1 minute, 20 seconds. Due to you back planted his feet firmly on the ground, testing his newfound strength. This system really does make me stronger. Spending points to upgrade skills like this isn't a waste. The demonling howled in rage and charged again. The timer displayed, *** 41 seconds remaining. For the next several moments, it was a relentless exchange of blows. The demonling attacked wildly, while Due to you back dodged with calculated precision. His face was beginning to show signs of fatigue, but the timer still read, *** 42 seconds remaining on acceleration. The demonling launched a frenzied assault. But Du Tiu back remained calm. He saw this as an opportunity to test his skills further. Killing you is even easier than I thought, he taunted. The countdown timer for the mission hit 0. The demonling, mortally wounded, slowly sank into the water below. Standing tall, Du Tiu back gazed down at the defeated creature. His expression quiet and resolute. Mission completed. *** survive for 5 minutes and kill 1 monster. He exhaled deeply, relief mingling with lingering disbelief. The system announced. Player Du Tiu back, congratulations. You have completed the 2-star beginner game. You are awarded 500 points. ***. A speaker in the corner of the room buzzed to life. The game has ended. Please proceed to the public area at the community center. ***. Scattered around him were medical supplies, bandages, antiseptic, and other equipment. The protagonist, now sitting quietly, began tending to his wounds. The area was eerily silent, with only a handful of other people lingering nearby. The protagonist sat down, carefully tending to his injuries. His body was covered in wounds, and his hands trembled from the pain. I really didn't expect that killing 1 monster would activate a hidden reward, he thought, as he wrapped bandages tightly over his arms. While treating himself, his watch displayed his remaining points balance, ** 580 points *, along with a bonus *, 12 point card. A system notification mentioned he would receive 100% more points upon completing the game. Despite the dire circumstances, he felt a small sense of relief. At least medicine here isn't expensive. For just 20 points, I can stock up on plenty. He glanced at his makeshift bandages and the dwindling supplies in his first aid kit. Only ** 29 kits * remained, each priced at * 20 points. Lost in the rhythm of dressing his wounds, a loud growl from his stomach startled him. I'm starving. I haven't eaten anything since yesterday. He looked around, scanning the area for familiar faces. Where's Yan Yi? He said he'd wait for me. Why isn't he here? After searching in vain, he sighed. Guess I'll head to the vending machine and grab something to eat first. Walking toward the vending machine while clutching his jacket, he noticed a group of 3 players heading in the opposite direction. Among them was a curly-haired guy who had previously warned the protagonist against taking on too many missions. The curly-haired guy spotted him and smirked maliciously, his gaze sharp like a predator eyeing prey. Well, look who managed to survive. Just got here and already acting so high and mighty. Huh? He said loudly, clearly intending for the protagonist to hear. The group's leader, a bald, muscular man with a menacing grin, added, I bet he's loaded with points by now. Ignoring them, the protagonist focused on the vending machine. As he checked the options, his heart sank. No cookies left, Only * 18 bottles of water * remained. Cookies were priced at * 80 points, while water cost * 40 points. Already out of cookies before noon? Just like Yang Yi said. You really do have to fight for your food here. Nothing's cheap, he muttered under his breath. I only got 300 points for completing the first beginner's game. How am I supposed to survive here? He thought despairingly, his tired face reflecting his growing doubt about making it in this place. If I want to earn points faster, I'll have to face even more dangerous challenges. Clutching his rumbling stomach, he murmured, looks like I'll have to wait until tomorrow to eat. Suddenly, 3 dark figures approached him, their expressions unfriendly. One of them, the curly-haired guy, dangled a pack of cookies in front of him mockingly. Hey, want a bite? Let me tell you something. Kid, if you're late to the machine, you'll never get food, he sneered. The 3 of them burst into laughter. Haha, this kid is 18? How long do you think he's gonna last here? The bald man taunted. Their jeering continued, growing louder as the protagonist silently clenched his fists, his mind racing for a way to survive the increasingly hostile environment. Min Chin's face showed a trace of discomfort as he coldly replied. Does my business bother your dead mother? Haha, nice temper, the curly-haired man sneered, laughing as he responded. The bastard raised a piece of bread, his smug expression radiating arrogance. I'm selling this at a fixed price, 400 points per pack, he declared. Little Back was stunned. What? The system only prices it at 80 points. And he wants 400? Is he insane? Feeling mocked, The protagonist immediately turned to leave. It's overpriced. I don't need it. Seeing his prey slipping away, Curly Hair and his gang moved to block the exit. Sensing their hostility, Min Chin frowned and asked coldly, "What's the meaning of this?" The curly-haired man draped an arm around his shoulder. His smirking face filled with malice. "Newbies get bullied by the veterans, it's just how things are. You can leave after buying the bread. Food is scarce these days. And 400 points is a generous price. Think of it as an introduction. In the future, we'll all look out for each other as brothers. Right?" He chuckled as though he had struck gold. Little Back quickly realized the man's true intentions. He was targeting his points under the guise of selling food. "Should I cause trouble with them when I've just arrived?" he thought. "But if I give in this time, there will be a next time. And countless more after that." Remaining calm, the protagonist carefully analyzed the situation. Curly Hair leaned in closer, his smirk widening as he stared directly into Min Chin's eyes. Trying to intimidate him, he added in a low voice, "If you don't buy it, don't blame me for breaking your legs." His tone was sharp, his face oozing malice. Still gripping Little Back's shoulder, Curly Hair whispered threateningly into his ear, "If you have any talent, learn to bow before the strong. Otherwise, there's no way you'll survive here." His gang closed in around Little Back. Curly Hair continued, "According to the rules, we can't kill you. But," his eyes glowed red with menace, his expression dangerous, "what about someone with broken arms and legs? Could they survive a game? What are you stalling for?" he barked. "Just do it already. Place your bracelet against mine. And let's complete the transaction." Curly Hair shoved his bracelet in Little Back's face. His henchman stood nearby, clenching his fists in a threatening display. Curly Hair repeatedly patted Little Back's cheek. Lifting his black bracelet, he growled, "Let me say this one more time. Hand over your points. I'm not as patient as you think. Hurry up." His cold eyes bore into Little Back's. Little Back stared at the man in front of him, thinking, if it were just him, he's not that tough to deal with. But with the two guys behind him, do I really have to endure this humiliation? Tiu Back looked at the bracelet on his right hand, silent and deep in thought. The curly-haired man smirked, extending his hand toward Tiu Back and saying, "That's right. Place your bracelet here against mine." As the two bracelets touched, a transaction message flashed on the curly-haired man's bracelet. Transaction identified. A sly, sinister grin spread across the curly-haired man's face. Haha, I knew you'd understand how to value favors. He sneered. Before the man could finish gloating, Tiu Back lunged forward, throwing a powerful punch. The force of the blow caught the curly-haired man completely off guard, landing square on his cheek. Blood sprayed from his mouth as he staggered back, collapsing to the ground. I won't hand over my points to leeches like you, Tiu Back declared, glaring at the man lying unconscious at his feet. Standing over him, Tiu Back muttered, in a place where the strong trample the weak, patience only fuels their arrogance. From behind, the curly-haired man's allies gasped in disbelief at what they had just witnessed. If I can't protect my points, what's the point of playing more games? Tiu Back thought to himself. His gaze sharpened as he continued. This bastard doesn't understand the real stakes. I seriously want to end him. Struggling to his feet, the curly-haired man snarled. Kill him. At his command, his allies charged at Tiu Back. From a distance, a crowd began to gather, watching the commotion with excitement. Look, they're fighting. Who's involved? Is it Outagen again? I bet he's bullying another new player. Someone in the crowd guessed. Among the spectators, Zhang stood silently, observing the scene unfold. One of the curly-haired man's allies, Outagen, lunged at Tiu Back. As the fight escalated, a determined voice echoed in Tiu Back's mind. Even if I don't know why the system chose me, I will not be a coward. I'll prove my worth. He glanced at his bracelet. The display showed his heart rate surging, 124 BPM and rising. As long as I can avoid direct attacks before my heart rate maxes out. With renewed focus, Tiu Back dodged the oncoming strike, his movements precise and deliberate, refusing to give in to fear or exhaustion. Suddenly, a shadowy hand lunged from behind, aiming to strike Tiu Back. Sensing danger, he quickly turned around. With both hands, he formed a shield-like pose in front of his chest. blocking the unexpected attack from a bulky man with a buzz cut. The punch was powerful, so powerful that it sent a tremor through Tu Bak's arms. He felt the overwhelming strength behind the blow. Ha ha ha, looks like you're injured, the buzz-cut man taunted. Realizing Tu Bak's vulnerability, grabbing Tu Bak's arm, still bleeding from an old wound, the man pressed down hard on the injury, causing immense pain. Does it hurt? Ha ha ha, he mocked, relishing Tu Bak's agony. As Tu Bak struggled with the pain, another attacker charged at him from a distance. Damn you, you dare fight back against us? It was a man with curly hair, his furious voice echoing as he rushed in, delivering a powerful punch that sent Tu Bak flying into a wall. The impact and his bleeding wounds left Tu Bak writhing in unbearable pain. The gang of curly-haired thugs sneered, mocking him as he slumped against the wall. Stupid brat, keep acting tough. The curly-haired leader, Other, frowned in irritation and barked orders. Buzz cut, break his leg. Which one should we start with? Left or right? Buzz cut cracked his knuckles as he smirked, stepping closer to Tu Bak. Sweat dripped down Tu Bak's face. His breaths ragged. He glanced at the stats on his wrist device, grimacing. It really hurts. My whole body feels like it's falling apart. His heart rate now read *** 152 BPM. Just shy of the threshold needed to activate * reversed time. His eyes filled with despair. And he thought to himself, I'm too weak, aren't I? I've been taken down too easily. But even if I'm at a disadvantage, so what? I can't give up. Summoning his remaining strength, Tu Bak stood up again, facing the massive Buzz Cut head-on. You're still standing? Not enough pain yet? Buzz Cut sneered. Well then, I'll make sure to cripple your left leg first. With that, Buzz Cut charged forward, his foot aiming to crush Tu Bak's left leg. Suddenly, the system's notification popped up. Player's heart rate has reached 160 BPM. Skill reversed time, level 2, is now available. Activate reversed time to predict movement trajectories for the next 5 seconds. Without hesitation, Tu Bak activated * reversed time. In an instant, his vision sharpened. The movement trajectory of Buzz Cut's kick appeared in glowing arcs before him, allowing him to anticipate the attack. With newfound clarity, Tu Bak shifted his stance, dodging just as Buzz Cut's powerful kick swept past his leg. In that critical moment, Tu Bak's determination flared brighter than ever. The skill's predictive vision activated, replaying the moment when the spiky-haired man broke Tu Bak's left leg with a vicious stomp. With his glowing golden eyes, Tu Bak could see the next attack coming. I see it, he muttered. A system notification appeared. Player successfully evaded the attack. Reverse time effect level 2 activated. 2 minutes of accelerated movement granted. Countdown begins now. ***. As the notification ended, Tu Bak's legs moved with incredible speed, propelled by the boost. Spotting a momentary opening in his opponent's stance, Tu Bak surged forward, his enhanced acceleration making him a blur. He launched himself toward the spiky-haired man's outstretched hand, aiming a powerful blow. With explosive force, Tu Bak punched the man's head, slamming it into the wall with a deafening crack. The spiky-haired man gasped in shock. How is your speed increasing so quickly? His face pressed against the wall. His mind reeled in disbelief. This is impossible. How can he? Suddenly, Altheon charged from behind, attempting to attack Tu Bak. With an icy glare, Tu Bak's mind raced. I can't drag this out any longer. I need to finish this in one move. Another system alert appeared. Remaining acceleration time, 1 minute. 14 seconds. Altheon growled in frustration. He's too fast. I can't even land a hit. Tu Bak, unfazed, pivoted sharply on his heel. With all his strength, he delivered a devastating kick straight to Altheon's neck. The kick landed with pinpoint precision, sending Altheon flying backward. He crashed to the ground, coughing up blood, his face twisted in pain. His thoughts were clouded with disbelief. 3 of us, and he took us down this easily? From a distance, Tu Bak stared coldly at Altheon, now crumpled on the ground. His voice was devoid of emotion as he said, You were talking about breaking my legs, weren't you? Or should I crush your skull under my foot instead? Altheon, filled with anger and fear, snarled back, Do it, if you dare. Do you even know who's backing me? You're just a coward, aren't you? Without a word, Tiu back lifted his foot, poised to strike Aldian's head. Sensing imminent danger, Aldian's bravado crumbled. Wait, please, spare me. I'll give you cookies. His face contorted in terror, his body trembling. Tiu back stomped the ground right next to Aldian's head, sending a chilling message. After a moment of tense silence, he stepped back, choosing to spare Aldian's life. Without another word, Tiu back turned and walked away, his expression as cold as ever. You're not worth me breaking my principles, Tiu back said coldly, his sharp gaze locked onto the name tag on Al Hagen's shirt. Then scanned his surroundings. Without hesitation, Tiu back reached down and grabbed the cookies from Al Hagen's belongings. These cookies, Tiu back said with an icy tone. I'll consider them compensation for annoying me. From a distance, Zhang silently observed the scene, evaluating Tiu back. That kid is surprising. Too bad he keeps finding trouble. Looks like I'll have to take my time before I can bring him under my wing. Meanwhile, other players who witnessed the scene were in shock. Whispers and murmurs filled the air. Am I hallucinating? Did he just take cookies from Al Hagen that easily? How did he pull that off? Isn't he afraid of revenge? Lying defeated on the ground, Al Hagen clenched his teeth in rage. His eyes burned with the intent of vengeance as he seethed. That's due to you back, isn't it? I'll remember your face. In room 24, 2 empty cookie bags lay on the floor. Tiu back sat calmly, munching on the snacks. He thought to himself, I don't know if he'll talk to me again after today. No, it doesn't matter. I don't regret it. Suddenly, his bracelet lit up, displaying a notification. Your ranking has changed. Tap the leaderboard to view your rank. Asterisk. Huh? Leaderboard? Tiu back mumbled, glancing at his wrist. The notification continued. The leaderboard updates in real time. View your current rank. Asterisk. Curious, Tiu back opened the leaderboard. The display showed a long list of names, with over 300 players ranked. The total points of each player varied significantly. His eyes scanned the list until he found his name. Rank: 276. Player: due to you back. Points: 580. Out of 324 players. Tiu back realized he was ranked quite low. I have to work harder, asterisk he thought, clenching his fist. Driven by curiosity, Tiu back scrolled up the leaderboard, wondering how many points the top player had. His fingers swiped endlessly, his hand beginning to ache. The points just keep going up. These players must have a ton of points. Over 5.000? Finally, he reached the top spot. Rank 1. Dao Zaipong. Points: 7.720. 7.720 points. Tiu back muttered in amazement. So that's the top player. Dao Zaipong. He even managed to save up 10.000 points? But what shocked him more was the third-ranked player on the list. It was a name he recognized, asterisk Al Hagen asterisk. Rank 3. Al Hagen. Points: 6.300. Tiu back's eyes widened. What? The guy the first just dealt with is ranked 3rd? Tiu back suddenly exclaimed. Damn it. Apro today is asterisk 2 Jin. Everything is about to get complicated. He thought to himself. I ran into him today. The next few days are probably going to be anything but peaceful. If I want to learn more about this place, I'll have to go and ask him. Standing in front of a room, Tiu back decided to knock on the door. Kai Ang, are you there? A voice answered from inside. Who are you waiting for? I'm playing cards. Tri Ang, standing outside in the hallway, started chatting with Tiu back. Not bad, huh? Taking on 3 people at once and even getting some cookies for yourself. I knew I judged you right. He glanced around cautiously to ensure no one was watching or eavesdropping. Then lowered his voice. But you've gotten yourself into trouble. Do you even know who Out Tu Jin is? They're brothers. And Out Tu Jin only shines because of his older brother. Tiu back quickly asked about what was troubling him. Out Tu Jin is ranked 3rd on the leaderboard. Is he strong? Tri Ang's tone grew serious. You need to figure that out, so you understand the danger you're in, and find a way to protect yourself. Out Tu Jin is incredibly strong. The powers he uses are even more terrifying at our level. Right now, some people are working to reduce deaths in the high-level games by splitting the top 30 players into 3 groups. Yosepang, Li Chong Senator and Out Tu Jin are the leaders of these groups, and all of them are extremely powerful. Low-level players like us Can only tread carefully under their control. I doubt those two brothers will let you off easily. It seems you've touched something you shouldn't have. You're bound to face trouble and plenty of problems. Initially, I wanted to form a team with you. For some future plans. But now it feels too risky. Since you've provoked out two Jin, I have no choice but to step back. To protect my own points. Making an excuse to leave. Triang added. I still haven't played today's game. I can't delay any longer. Take care of yourself. Come find me if you need to know anything. Du Tiu Back nodded. Okay, thanks. Everyone else seemed terrified that Du Tiu Back had stirred up a hornet's nest. And no one dared to get involved. But Du Tiu Back had a bold thought. If I take the number 1 spot, no one will dare mess with me anymore. 3 days later, after completing a game, Du Tiu Back straightened his clothes, fixed his appearance, and confidently walked back to his room. He didn't even bother acknowledging the murmurs and gossip from the people around him. He confidently stepped outside, returning to his room, not bothering to pay attention to the people around him, whispering and gossiping about him. This guy is gaining points too fast. You're right, someone said. He's only been here a few days. And he already has 2.000 points. Who cares about his abilities? The important thing is whether he can survive until the end. Don't mess with him, otherwise we'll get into trouble. Du Tiu Back thought to himself. 2 days have passed already. Surprisingly, Gao Jin hasn't bothered me at all. I almost forgot about this because I haven't had time to think about it. To gain points quickly, I've had to complete 2 games each day. He was also striving to improve his ranking, believing that with a higher position, he'd have more strength and influence. But completing 2 games daily was exhausting and difficult. When he checked the leaderboard, Du Tiu Back was ranked 191 with a total of 2.180 points. The system training had significantly boosted his strength. Now, even beginner-level games could be easily completed. However, with no sunlight or exits, and with simulated days and nights, he had no way of knowing where he actually was. In the children's level, the facilities were very basic. Besides shared areas, there was a gym and a bathroom. Unsurprisingly, everything required points to use. I've been here for many days, and I've started to lose track of time. Only by playing non-stop and watching my points increase can I feel some connection to reality. And there it was. The rooms behind him appeared to be for intermediate level games. Standing before a large door, he noticed strange, eerie faces painted on the floor beneath. The bracelet on Du Tiu Back's wrist displayed the message. Player verification in progress, *. Player Du Tiu Back is eligible to participate in intermediate level games, *. As the text appeared, numerous chains around him began to move relentlessly. Only those with over 2.000 points could participate in intermediate games. The reward for intermediate games is 1.000 points. Du Tiu Back muttered to himself. Although the games have become more dangerous, you're allowed to cooperate with teammates, which also leads to a higher elimination rate. Once again, the bracelet displayed a message. Player Du Tiu Back is about to begin an intermediate level game today, *. Select a player matching method. 1. Random matching. 2. Invite friends. 100 points per room creation, *. If I spend points, I might meet someone I don't even know? Curiosity got the better of him, and he decided to press the button to try it out. Matching in progress, *. Match completed, *. Please proceed to the intermediate game room 8 within 5 minutes. Failure to verify arrival at the designated room within the time limit will result in a ban from all games for the day, *. Du Tiu Back hurriedly ran toward room 8, thinking, I have to get there quickly, or I'll be banned. Finally, he reached room 8, the designated game room. As he stopped to catch his breath, he murmured, is this the place? What surprised Du Tiu Back the most was that there was a person standing ahead with their back turned to him. He had been running too fast earlier and didn't notice. Now that he stopped and looked, he realized there was indeed someone there. He blurted out in astonishment, don't tell me my teammate is. The thought alone seemed unbelievable. The girl turned around immediately upon hearing his voice. She had long hair and a beautiful, pleasing face. When Du Tiu Back saw her, he was dumbfounded. My teammate is a girl? It was understandable, though. He had assumed from the start that his teammate would be a guy. Seeing otherwise naturally left him surprised. Inside a training room, another scene unfolded. A man was lying down lifting weights while Out Hai Jin stood nearby. Ranting angrily, Out Hai Jin said, "Bro, it just finished playing the high-level arena for a few days. I didn't want to bother it. But it's way too arrogant. It not only beat me but also stole my cookies." The person training set the equipment back in place and said, "We can't let it go. If we do, we'll lose our authority." He stood up, revealing a well-built physique from rigorous training over time. On his back was a large and imposing tattoo of a dragon. The man said, "Hazen, I know what you're thinking. But if it takes our stuff, it needs to be taught a lesson." His tone was chilling, his red, eerie eyes piercing. There was even a tattoo on his forehead, though its meaning was unclear. The scene switched back to Du Tiu Back and the girl, his teammate. Du Tiu Back asked, "Are you my teammate?" "I'm Du Tiu Back." The girl replied, "Let's get started. There's no time to waste." Du Tiu Back was curious. He hadn't seen many female players here before. "You're the first girl I've encountered," he admitted. She quickly explained, "At our level now, men and women are usually separated into different zones. We only meet in intermediate or high-level games." Seeing his clueless expression, she thought to herself, "Is he new here? He doesn't seem to have any experience." Du Tiu Back wondered about his teammate's strength. It's hard to gauge someone's capabilities in a random match, he thought. But a girl who has survived this game must be strong. The bracelet on his wrist displayed the words, "Game verification in progress." The girl raised her hand and said to him, "Protect yourself." The verification process completed, and the system announced, "Verification complete. Players may now enter the game." The two of them entered the room together to start the game. What awaited them inside was anyone's guess. Du Tiu Back saw something utterly unexpected. In front of them was something bizarre. A figure wearing a hat and draped in a cloak, surrounded by glowing red rays. The closer he looked, the more terrifying it became. "This thing won't be easy to deal with," he muttered. Could the two of them complete the mission together? Suddenly, the figure turned its face toward them at lightning speed. It did not have the face of a human, instead, it looked extraordinarily strange. Sharp, terrifying teeth bared from its mouth, while its hands extended out from its eye sockets. The sight was horrifyingly grotesque. "It's a scarecrow," Du whispered. Next to the scarecrow stood two enormous scarecrows flanking it. "This is weird," Du Tiu Back said cautiously. "Be careful," Du responded. "The game hasn't started yet, so they won't attack us right now." Du added. A mysterious voice suddenly echoed. "Welcome to the intermediate level. 1-star game. Your mission is to seize the tag from the puppet master's belt within 20 minutes. The reward: 1.000 points per person. Time remaining: 20 minutes. Reminder: take the correct item from the 2 items on the puppet master's belt. A random penalty will occur if you make the wrong choice. The game will begin shortly. Please get ready." "How are we supposed to know which item is the right one?" Du Tiu Back asked. "Let's get closer to the puppet master and see what happens," Du replied. Du Tiu Back nodded. "Okay." The countdown ended, and the game began. The candle on the table that had been burning went out. As soon as the game started, 2 puppets immediately grabbed weapons and charged forward. "Be careful, they have blades," Du Tiu Back shouted. Du nodded in agreement. "Yes, let's distract them first." Suddenly, one of the puppets attempted to ambush Du Tiu Back. It raised its blade high and swung it down with tremendous force. Fortunately, Du Tiu Back reacted quickly and dodged just in time. The blade struck the ground, cracking the floor, revealing the puppet's terrifying strength. Du Tiu Back was shaken. The puppet's attacks were dangerously precise. "If I get hit, it's game over," he thought. Although he avoided a direct hit, a shard from the ground grazed his hand, drawing blood. The situation was dire. "This thing is too strong to face head-on. I need to retreat for now," he decided. The puppet relentlessly chased him as he dodged its attacks. Unarmed, Du Tiu Back had no way to fight back and could only evade. On Dudu's side, she was also confronting a puppet. She decided to test its reflexes. The puppet wielded 2 massive swords, and a single mistake on her part could lead to severe injury. "It's faster than I thought," Du exclaimed, realizing the puppet's movements were incredibly swift. Taking them down won't be easy at all. Without stopping for a second or waiting for the right moment, the puppet immediately charged straight toward Du. In its eyes, she was the only target. And so, a fierce battle broke out between the two. The puppet slashed a sharp arc. But luckily, she managed to leap up just in time to dodge it. Yu Xiaobei and the puppet fought relentlessly, nearly destroying everything around them in the process. He thought to himself, I need to take this thing down first. If I don't, I won't even be able to touch its controller, let alone take the items from it. Having been fighting for too long, his energy was nearly depleted. He pressed his hand against his chest, taking a moment to catch his breath. Then, he glanced over at Dudu, who was still locked in combat with the puppet. Yu Xiaobei remarked, as expected, she really has skill. The puppet's master, still controlling it in the fight, showed no sign of worry or fear on their face. Instead, they let out a smirk, as if they had something planned all along. Meanwhile, Dudu was still flipping and dodging, evading the puppet's relentless attacks. It continued charging forward, but to everyone's surprise, the puppet suddenly leapt high into the air, aiming its twin blades straight at her. Dudu landed successfully, and fortunately, the attack didn't harm her. The twin blades struck the ground, missing her legs by just a hair. Her cold, sharp eyes fixed ahead, she pressed on, showing no signs of exhaustion. It was clear that reaching this stage of the game required her to be incredibly strong. Yu Xiaobei, standing on the sidelines, noticed her plan. She's trying to use this opening to grab it. Looks like she wants to finish this mission as quickly as possible, taking advantage of any weak spots to get in. Her focus was solely on the puppet's master. Standing ahead, fixating on the target in front of her, she charged straight forward, her attention locked on the two items hanging on the puppet master. All she needed was the right moment to snatch them. Of course, this wasn't going to be easy. She had to make the right choice. Looking at the two items, Yu Xiaobei couldn't help but think, these two look so identical. Which one will she pick? Throughout the process, Yu Xiaobei kept observing, his heart racing with anticipation and worry. She was close. Dudu reached out to grab one of the items. At that moment, she was almost there. Would she succeed in choosing the right one? Or would something else get in her way? On the large doorway, a system message lit up with glowing text. Objective: seize the items from the puppet's master. Within 20 minutes. Reward: 1.000 points per person. Time remaining: 16 minutes. 35 seconds. Suddenly, a bizarre man appeared. He had an orange skull-like face, his mouth scarred with jagged cracks, and from his eyes protruded two skeletal hands of a corpse. The man gawked, his expression one of utter shock, as if he'd just seen something unexpected. Standing off to the side, he muttered, "How strange." The way the orange-faced man shot beams of light toward those nearby seemed calculated. Yet, one girl was running straight toward him, her approach to the item looking almost effortless. It didn't seem like he was trying to protect it at all. Suddenly, from behind, a black-headed wooden puppet was approaching the girl. The young man saw this and quickly shouted to warn her, "Be careful, things around here aren't that simple. Everything's a trap." Hearing the loud warning, the girl turned around and saw. It was true. A wooden puppet was chasing her. To her surprise, the puppet suddenly picked up a sword and slashed its own body into two parts. The girl, panicked, ran off and shouted. The puppet split apart. While running, she removed the red outfit she was wearing, held it in her hands, and threw it far away. She then gained momentum, ran towards a horizontal bar, and flung the red cloak over it. But at that very moment, the wooden puppet split into multiple pieces. One part of the puppet slashed the cloak she was holding, leaving it in tatters. A part of the puppet's body detached, its left arm holding a sharp knife. The girl kept facing forward, unaware that an assassination attempt was happening behind her. From the outside, the young man grew worried as he saw what was happening. "She's hurt." The puppet quickly swung and slashed the girl's right arm. The puppet's arm then fell to the ground. "This is bad," the man muttered. "She won't be able to dodge the next attacks." As soon as he finished speaking, another arm of the puppet pointed its sharp knife toward the girl. She winced in pain and collapsed. "What should I do now? I can't run anymore," she thought. And then, a hero appeared. The man in red arrived just in time, kicking the puppet's knife-wielding arm away from the girl. With just one kick, the arm flew hundreds of meters away. He turned to the girl and asked, "Can you keep going?" Despite her injury and the immense pain, her determined expression showed that she wasn't ready to give up. Time was ticking. Just 14 minutes and 17 seconds remained. In this perilous battle arena, the girl and the man stood back to back, facing the wooden puppets surrounding them, all armed and ready to attack. Leaning against him for support, the girl said, "Thank you for that timely warning. If not for you, I wouldn't still be standing here, talking." The young man turned back to reassure her. "It's nothing. It's only natural for teammates to help each other." At this point, individual skills were no longer useful. The orange-clad monster raised its two arms and announced that the two puppets it was controlling were incredibly hard to deal with. This is a cooperative mode game, so they can coordinate with each other. That's why we can't let her die. The girl stared intently at the puppets. Cautiously, arrows were flying toward her like missiles. With a sudden motion, the sword split one of the arrows clean in two. Seeing this, the girl asked, "You've figured out how to deal with these puppets, haven't you? If we cut the control strings, they might lose control. Use the knives in their hands against them. It sounds easy, but it won't let us do that so simply. Let's start by luring the puppet with double blades to the left," he said. The puppet started charging toward the two. "I'll use the puppet with the knife to cut the strings. I'll wait for the right moment and slice them all at once." As soon as he finished speaking, he dashed off to draw the puppet's attention. "After cutting the strings, we'll grab the items. The remaining puppets with the large blades won't pose much trouble for me in the short term," he added. After running for a while, he finally stopped in front of a puppet holding an extremely long staff. He paused for a few seconds without drawing its attention. "We can't let it split up again," he muttered. Then, both the boy and the girl sprinted in opposite directions to distract two puppets. "All right, I'll leave the rest to you," the girl shouted. The puppet chasing the boy swung its blade swiftly, narrowly missing him as he dodged. He found himself surrounded by streaks of red and blue light. Meanwhile, the girl, clutching her injured arm, struggled to keep running. The puppet chasing her was catching up fast. "It's coming," she shouted. "Go, grab the item. How can I escape now?" he thought, trapped by the surrounding puppets. The largest puppet, an orange one, was closing in on him. Watching it approach, he could only widen his eyes in despair. "Damn it, it's regenerating too fast," he exclaimed. In an instant, the orange puppet lunged at him, and their bodies almost merged. The girl finally caught up. Standing in front of him, the puppet hesitated, frozen in place. Suddenly, a hand emerged from behind and grabbed the massive puppet. It turned out that the boy and the puppet hadn't fully merged. He dashed toward the puppets and shouted to the girl, "Hurry!" With a few quick moves, he decapitated the puppet. The girl seized the opportunity, leapt forward, and delivered a decisive slash. Notice: player has acquired item B. Players, please remain in your current positions. Violators will be apprehended. Asterisk. The girl panted. "It's done. The puppets have stopped moving, and the game is over." But then, a message flashed. "Warning. Player Rao retrieved the wrong item. Punishment. Explosion. Asterisk. Damn it," he cursed. How can someone mess up grabbing an item? The incorrect item immediately detonated, injuring the young man. Player Juicio, do you wish to continue? Option 1. Continue the game and save your teammate by retrieving the correct item. Success will award your team 7 points. Failure will result in a large-scale explosion. Option 2. End the game. No points will be awarded, and you may leave the game room alone. Asterisk. After the system presented the choices, the message persisted. Player due to you back. Do you wish to continue? Asterisk. He stood frozen, unable to decide, while the system prompts flashed repeatedly. But what lingered in his mind wasn't the choice itself, it was the thought. Is this really the punishment for taking the wrong item? Am I the one deciding her life or death? It seemed that Doo was struggling to get rid of the strange item attached to her hand. She had tried everything, using all her strength and different methods. But nothing worked. I can't take it off, she exclaimed. At that moment, the system displayed a notification. Player Doo has been bound to a faulty item. Please wait for your teammate's decision. Her life was now entirely dependent on her teammate. This filled her with hope that she might be freed from the bizarre object. Her eyes, brimming with anticipation, turned to her teammate, her face showing urgency, as though pleading to be saved as soon as possible. But suddenly, she felt that something wasn't right. Doo back's condition was worsening too. His strength was nearly depleted, and he had a large wound on the right side of his chest that continued to bleed. This injury would greatly hinder his ability to fight. He pressed a hand against his chest to stop the bleeding, silently thinking, if this continues, I won't earn any points this round. But 1.000 points are too valuable to risk my life for. Even though he knew the exact location of the item, a storm of conflicting thoughts swirled in his mind. The biggest reason he considered giving up was his deteriorating health. Although he had discovered the item's weakness, defeating it was far from easy. If he chose to stop, his teammate Dudu would be in grave danger. Dutu back glanced again at the two puppets guarding the item, contemplating his next move, but the puppets regenerated too quickly, making it highly risky to cut the strings and seize the item. This was the toughest challenge he had ever faced. It felt like his 80-second trial of life and death was unfolding right here. In this round, if I fail, it's over for me, he thought. But even more pressing was the life of the girl relying on him. He hesitated, thinking carefully about his next move. No matter the choice, there would be risks. Either the girl would die, or he would die, ending the story here. And if that happened, the audience wouldn't get to see my handsome, cool self anymore. Dutu back placed his hand on his wound again, continuing to weigh his options. Making a choice that he wouldn't regret was proving to be nearly impossible. If I lose, she'll drag me down with her, and it'll be over for both of us. He acknowledged that his current physical condition wasn't sufficient, but there would be more opportunities in the future. After a long internal struggle, Dutu back finally made his decision. He raised his hand and looked at his bracelet, which displayed two options. 1. Continue. 2. Stop. Based on his analysis, Dutu back chose to stop. Sorry, but I'm not playing, he said. The girl named Dudu stood there, still waiting for his decision. Her eyes remained full of hope, wishing for a miracle, and that miracle was Dutu back. His choice would decide her fate, whether she lived or died. I can't let him walk away, she thought desperately. Seeing that Dutu back was showing signs of wanting to give up, Juju spoke up, her voice firm yet pleading. This is not just about me. It's about my life as well, she said, trying every possible way to persuade him. I have a very rare reward card that I worked hard to obtain. So please, stay and help me. I'll give it to you. Juju's eyes were filled with earnestness. She was willing to do whatever it took to convince him, as long as she could keep herself alive. Continuing her reasoning, Juju said, before this, I managed to get a hidden reward card in a game. I can see you still have some strength left. If you stay and finish this game, this reward will be incredibly valuable for a newcomer like you to survive in advanced games. To make Dutu back believe her words, Juju pulled out the card and showed it to him. On the card was an image of a sword. According to the system, this was a rare weapon purchase card. It allowed the holder to access rare weapons but was only usable in advanced games. She explained, this card can buy you weapons for tougher challenges. Upon seeing the card and hearing Juju's explanation, Dutu back began to reconsider. He analyzed the situation in his mind. I've received double score cards in past games, but this rare reward is tempting. Besides, with the system skills, why not give it a try? Eventually, Juju managed to persuade Dutu back to stay. However, things weren't that simple. Dutu back wanted a guarantee that if he chose to stay, he would get everything Juju promised. Turning his back, he laid out his conditions. If I stay, I must take the risk of dying alongside you. That alone isn't enough to make me take the gamble. Juju, naturally, wasn't one to back down. She knew that mere words wouldn't earn complete trust. Understanding this, she had already prepared for such a scenario. If you agree to stay, I'll do whatever you ask, Juju replied firmly. At this point, the system chimed in repeatedly. Player Dutu back, please make your decision. The repeated message heightened the tension, pushing Dutu back into a corner, making it feel as if he only had one choice. The negotiation reached a critical point. To stay and risk his life, Dutu back demanded two conditions from Juju. Besides that card, I want an additional 500 points. Dutu back's voice was resolute, leaving no room for compromise. However, he made it clear that his demands would only take effect if Juju agreed to them. He even warned her, after the game ends, if you dare to lie, don't think you can walk away unscathed. Juju, of course, knew the seriousness of the situation. After all, this game involved risking their lives. Any betrayal would come at a high price. If the monsters don't tear you apart, I'll personally show you what a painful death feels like. Dutu back growled, his eyes filled with menace. making it clear that he meant every word he said. It didn't matter what would happen then. But Du was happy. Because, in the end, she managed to convince Yu Xiaobei to stay. So, you're staying, right? Don't worry, I'll give you everything you want when the game is over. After gaining Yu Xiaobei's agreement to stay, Du began planning for this round of the game. She carefully laid out each step to ensure the smoothest path to victory. As for the strategy, I want to grab the blade first. After that, cutting the strings will be much easier, she said. Hearing this, Yu Xiaobei wasn't entirely convinced. Getting the blade seemed feasible, but it felt like this plan wasn't the most optimal. It's not just about staying alive, he thought, but also about defeating the boss. That's no easy task. To bring it down, we'll need to be much more clever, he added, pulling up his jacket as he spoke. The real focus shouldn't be on the puppets themselves, but on the hands of the puppet master. Yu Xiaobei had clearly analyzed every detail thoroughly. He even figured out the exact way to eliminate the obstacles in this round of the game. The key, he concluded, lay with the puppet master. During the fight earlier, he continued, I noticed that the strings controlling the puppets are like nerves. If we don't deal with the source, they'll regenerate in seconds. Having paid attention to even the smallest details, Yu Xiaobei had identified the weak point of this game round and came up with the most optimal solution. Yet, at this moment, he was still hesitating, not fully committing to his decision. The system chimed in with a question. Player Yu Xiaobei, do you want to continue the game? After hearing Yu Xiaobei's suggestions, Du didn't hesitate to offer her own thoughts. If that's the case, then the puppet will lose its attack power. My life is at stake here, so I'll do whatever it takes to fight alongside you. Finally, Yu Xiaobei made his decision. He chose to stay and continue the game. The system displayed a confirmation. Player Yu Xiaobei, you have chosen to continue. The game will resume shortly. This time, the difficulty of the game will no longer be as easy as before. The system then announced the new rules. Match limitations will now change. Everything will escalate in 3 minutes. This means your survival time is limited to just 3 minutes, asterisk. If the timer runs out, everything will end. Both of them were stunned by this rule. It seemed clear that this would push them to coordinate perfectly with each other, to have any chance of success. Du appeared worried. 3 minutes? That's way too short. We had to move quickly. But Yu Xiaobei didn't believe that this was just about a change in the timer. He was certain there were other factors at play. He decided to use the first few moments to analyze the situation further. Something's different, he muttered. They seemed to have changed their strategy. Everything was about to become more difficult. Looking at the positioning of the two puppets now, it was very different from before. They attacked us before, Yu Xiaobei noted, but now they're protecting their master. This means the game's difficulty level is no longer just challenging. It's a whole new level now. Time continued to pass, moment by moment, yet, the two still hadn't made any significant moves. It seemed like they were stalling for time. Everything might feel rushed, but if you think about it, there's a certain balance to it. If they spend all *3 minutes fighting immediately, it might not yield good results. But if they used the initial time to think through their strategy, then the remaining time to defeat the boss wouldn't be wasted. It all depended on how well they could control the flow of the game. Juju started feeling the pressure. She worried about every move she made, wondering if everything would go smoothly. To get that dagger, we need to cut the thread holding it. But what should we do if your plan fails? The limited time for battle made every decision critical. Every plan they made now was the key to survival. Their lives depended on it. In fact, the success of their strategy would determine everything. Du Xiaobei quickly came up with an idea. He looked at a lantern and said, "Let's use fire to burn the threads." Both of them were now in a life-or-death situation. Feeling the weight of time pressing down on them, they began to execute their plan step by step. Du Xiaobei gave Juju her task. "You make the torch, and I'll distract them. If it doesn't work, at least we'll manage to disable its arms." Juju listened carefully to the instructions, determined to carry them out precisely. Still, she firmly declared, "As long as I get that dagger, leave the rest to me." Her resolute tone echoed with confidence. Du Xiaobei glanced at his heartbeat, measuring his stamina for the fight ahead. Everything was tense now. The situation was critical, and everyone was ready to battle. Without hesitation, he launched himself forward like a missile. setting off to complete his urgent mission. In his mind, he continuously calculated ways to fight more efficiently. Attacking from the side, he sought to create distance between himself and the giant puppet. The puppet master wouldn't let the larger puppets interfere. Not without Juju's distraction. The large puppet's face showed its focus on him, always in a defensive stance. Despite the pain in his injured arm, Du Xiaobei pushed himself with all his might. I'll run for a while, then strike back, he thought. All this running must be making them dizzy by now. The timing for a decisive move couldn't be better. I need to make this count. No time for second chances. In a flash, Du Xiaobei darted toward the large puppet, delivering a precise, powerful blow that split its body in two. He moved so swiftly that the puppet couldn't react in time. As a result, it was defeated with ease. After taking it down, the system buzzed with a notification. Warning. Heart rate exceeds 160 BPM. Time reversal level 2 activated. You've utilized time reversal level 2. Predicting opponent's movements for the next 5 seconds. Asterisk. Thanks to this skill, Du Xiaobei could anticipate the enemy's upcoming moves. There were exactly 3 attack patterns. By predicting the future in this way, he was able to defend himself easily. This not only kept him safe from imminent danger, but also helped him save time in defeating his opponents. As expected, they used their 3 ultimate moves to attack him. But unfortunately for them, they were a generation too late. They were far too inexperienced to defeat him. After all, they were nothing more than mindless puppets. How could they ever hope to outsmart a human? Not only did Du Xiaobei anticipate their attack patterns, but he also seized the opportunity to turn the situation to his advantage. The puppet's attack had avoided the position of the strings. And fortunately, he had prepared himself. But unexpectedly, a sudden, unforeseen situation occurred. The puppet's arm was still functional, and it was wielding a blade, lunging straight toward him. Seeing the danger escalate, Du Xiaobei shouted loudly and commanded Zuzu. His eyes fixed on the incoming attack. Zuzu, quickly, bring fire here. This was the decisive moment that would determine their fate. If they missed this chance, they would be destroyed instantly. Zuzu spotted a candle and rushed to grab it at Du Xiaobei's command. Without hesitation, she carried the large candlestick toward the puppet. Her determined demeanor made it clear. She was ready to obliterate any obstacles in her path. She dashed forward at breakneck speed, delivering a decisive blow to the puppet and destroying it. But another puppet appeared nearby. Unfortunately, Zuzu didn't notice its approach. Wielding a blade, it swung toward her head. Luckily, she ducked just in time. Narrowly avoiding the attack, she escaped the immediate danger. Preparing to grab the blade, the large candlestick toppled over, its flames licking the puppet's strings. As soon as the strings made contact with the fire, they snapped apart. The first phase of their plan had succeeded. And, of course, Du Xiaobei managed to snatch the blade from the puppet's hand. His face showed unmistakable satisfaction. Everything had gone according to plan. He firmly gripped the blade and tore it from the puppet's grasp. At that moment, the system displayed another notification. You have successfully avoided all attacks. Future Vision, Level 2, has been activated. Your speed is boosted for the next 2 minutes. Asterisk. The clock now showed just over 1 minute remaining. This was the time left before the explosion. Du Xiaobei and Zuzu needed to act quickly to finish the game. There was no time to celebrate their victory. Du Xiaobei gave Zuzu the next command. Zuzu, grab its leg. I'll deal with the host. Suddenly, his eyes widened in alarm. The system issued another notification. Speed boost for 2 minutes is still active. Time is running out. Asterisk. This isn't good, he thought. If we don't hurry, everything will go to waste. It was now or never. Time to utilize every skill to reach the finish line. Summoning every ounce of strength, Du Xiaobei charged at full speed toward his target. Zuzu watched in astonishment, her jaw dropping in disbelief. How is he moving so fast? She exclaimed, unable to believe her eyes. His speed had increased dramatically. Almost impossibly so. There was still one puppet left that hadn't been dealt with. When it saw Du Xiaobei appear, it quickly swung its blade to attack him. Of course, with his current strength, the puppet's movements were not even a tenth of his speed or power. The system issued another reminder. Speed boost activated. Time remaining. 1 minute and 47 seconds. Not waiting for the puppet to unleash its next move, Du Tiu Bak seized the golden opportunity to strike. He decisively raised his blade and attacked the puppet. His strike was overwhelming. For a mere puppet, it was impossible to anticipate, let alone withstand, such an assault. Without hesitation, he delivered a clean and powerful slash, severing the puppet's body. Its head flew one way, its torso another. Suddenly, a crimson string shot out from nowhere, speeding directly toward Du Tiu Bak. The string latched onto the blade in his hand. What is this? He thought. Startled. Don't tell me it's trying to take my blade. The puppeteer behind the scenes was trying to regain control of Du Tiu Bak. He flung more red strings toward him, aiming to disrupt his next move. Realizing the battle was getting increasingly intense, Du Tiu Bak tried every way to get rid of the strings. These threads are too strong. They're trying to steal my blade. I can't hold on much longer. Meanwhile, another puppet leapt over Dudu's head, catching her completely off guard. It appeared desperate to protect its master. Du Tiu Bak, still fighting alone, fended off all the attacks. Despite the overwhelming challenge, he wasn't discouraged. In fact, it made the battle even more thrilling for him. Scanning his surroundings, Du Tiu Bak sought a way to overcome the obstacle. This enemy is tougher than I expected. He thought. But giving up is not an option. Determined not to let the puppeteer reclaim the blade, he gritted his teeth. There's no way I'm letting go. I just need to hold on a little longer. He charged toward the enemy with everything he had, using his full speed to strike back. Seizing the moment, Du Tiu Bak aimed to take down these foolish bosses for good. After struggling against the puppeteer's control, he regained his momentum. With a powerful swing of his sword, he launched a direct attack on the puppeteer. The blow forced the enemy to recoil, tumbling backward. Hurry up, I can't hold this forever, he shouted to Dudu while staying focused on the fight. Du Tiu Bak poured all his energy into the next slash. The swing was so powerful it illuminated the entire space. This attack is unstoppable. There's only one place for you, straight to hell to meet the king of the underworld. Once again, Du Tiu Bak charged forward, every step resolute and purposeful. He flew toward his enemy with unwavering determination and completely obliterated it. Du Tiu Bak overcame every obstacle to charge forward. The crimson threads of the puppet master sprawled everywhere, creating a web of interference in his path. Yet, with his unmatched agility and skill, Du Tiu Bak deftly maneuvered through the obstacles, closing in on the puppet master. Once he reached his target, he delivered a series of precise sword strikes. Piece by piece, the puppet master's body parts fell to the ground. It was done. Finally, Du Tiu Bak had defeated all his enemies, and the battle concluded in a glorious victory. By focusing entirely on his goal, he proved that nothing was impossible. With just 21 seconds remaining, Du Tiu Bak vanquished the puppet master before the clock struck 0. This was an extraordinary accomplishment. He had defeated them all in under 3 minutes. Even Dudu couldn't help but admire his achievement. He really did it, she thought, acknowledging his success. This also meant she had to fulfill the demands he had made before agreeing to stay and help. As expected, the system displayed its congratulatory message. Congratulations, player. You have successfully retrieved the correct item. Rewards have been distributed to the remaining participants. 1.000 points for each player. However, per their earlier agreement, Du Tiu Bak would claim the entire 1.000 points for himself. With a confident smirk, he turned to Dudu and said, "Now it's time to settle our deal." Dudu smiled warmly and replied, "Of course, I always keep my promises." Not only did she honor her word, but she also decided to give him an additional bonus. "I'll also explain to you the connection between the weapon cards and advanced games," she said. Scene transition. A gym room. In another setting, a gym room, 3 men were busy searching for something. A brown-haired man spoke up. "Have you stocked up on resources yet? We don't know how many more days we have before we're called into the advanced game." The man rummaging through a locker shot back irritably. "Shut up, I don't need you to remind me." Another man standing in the corner chimed in. "You're too reckless as usual. You'll regret it." Scene transition. A closed room. In a separate, sealed room, a lone figure stood waiting. Another person entered and greeted him. "Brother Jin, why did you call me here?" The man, Jin, responded coldly. "We'll soon be entering another game on Quinn. Do you know why I haven't brought you along on this one?" The newcomer remained silent, sensing the weight of the conversation. Jin continued, revealing his true purpose for the meeting. Jin is weak and always stirs up trouble. But above all else, he's my brother, my only family. Jin turned away, his face etched with frustration. His features were sharp and menacing, his expression filled with barely contained rage. He added, and now some new idiot dared to steal from him. If we don't make an example out of that scum, others will think they can do the same and disrupt us. After hearing the words that Jin had kept hidden from him for so long, he finally understood everything. Of course, his emotions after listening to the story were no different from Jin's own. I understand, Jin. I'll handle this problem, and make sure no one dares mess with the two of us again. At this moment, the leaderboard showed that Queen was in 7th place, with a score of 5.360 points. It was clear he was steadily climbing the ranks. The system notification popped up, scanning the surrounding area. Safe point transactions and other trading privileges are now open. As agreed, we've completed the 50-point transaction. Okay, I've received it, Yu Xiaobei said. I didn't expect the transaction between us to be verified by S. Juju asked. Yes, S represents the game organizers, he replied. Juju added, this verification process prevents players from stealing points from each other. Then, remembering her earlier curiosity, she asked, but at the end of the last game, why were you so fast and decisive? Are you hiding your true strength? Yu Xiaobei didn't want to answer. That's not important. What's important is completing the assigned mission. When will you hand over the hidden reward card? That matters more than the points. Unhappy with his response, Zuzu puffed up her cheeks in frustration. I won't bring out the card unless the situation demands it. Yu Xiaobei then asked. Earlier, you mentioned you know about the connection between weapon cards and high-level gameplay. Zuzu replied. Let's start with the weapons. From what we've seen so far, our current level only allows us to purchase potions and food. Many people tried to acquire weapons, but it was pointless. Some even attempted to steal weapons from the hands of monsters. But in the end, they couldn't bring the weapons out of the battle rooms. It was only after I got this card that I learned about the existence of weapons. From the information I've gathered, most people don't know that weapons are allowed in high-level games. Those who have weapons will gain significant advantages in battles. She handed the card to Yu Xiaobei and said, the weapon card is yours now. Speaking of which, would you like to form a team in the future? I've also written down some other information about advanced level games. It'll definitely be useful for you. Next time, I can give you a detailed explanation. Dudu felt that forming a team with him would undoubtedly benefit her greatly. After thinking for a moment, Yu Xiaobei said, okay, I'll wait for your invitation. He then stepped outside, having completed the mission, and headed back to his room. As he walked, Yu Xiaobei reflected, the intermediate level games are much harder than the ones I've played before. With my current stamina, I can't keep playing continuously for long. I need to return to the system's training grounds to work on my physical fitness. It's the only way to become stronger, to complete more challenges, and to earn more points. After walking for a while, Yu Xiaobei started to notice something strange around him. Huh? Why are they watching me? He observed that everyone nearby seemed to be glancing at him with curious and puzzled looks. But what Du Xiaobei didn't expect was that someone had been tailing him all along. This person had followed him the entire way. But because his guard was down, Du Xiaobei had no idea and paid no attention to it. Suddenly, a voice called out his name. Du Xiaobei, wake up, you lazy dog. It turned out that Du Xiaobei had been captured, brought here, and chained up. They splashed water on him to wake him up. As the cold water hit him, Du Xiaobei slowly opened his eyes. Moments ago, he had been walking down the corridor to his room. But now, waking up, he found himself in this strange place. Tu Jin stood before him, smirking triumphantly with a mocking tone. You're awake, huh? Weren't you not feeling well a few days ago? How did you end up here? At that moment, Du Xiaobei began to piece things together and realized the truth. It's Tu Jin. I must have let my guard down after the battle ended. And the strength of whoever grabbed me by the neck, it was different. Du Xiaobei quickly realized that the person who captured him wasn't Tu Jin. He looked over, and there he was, a red-haired man. Smirking, the man laughed and said, I've heard a lot about you before. You act so arrogant and think you're someone powerful around here. I've been following you for a while. And you only noticed me after I grabbed you by the neck? Do you really think you're worth my time? Then, turning to Tu Jin, he said, I've delivered him to you. Do what you want with him. I've got other matters to attend to. After that, the red-haired man walked away. Du Xiaobei was stunned. That guy, he's one of Tu Jin's superiors? He's tough to deal with. But he's already left? I need to find a way to escape first. I can deal with the rest later. Tu Jin, clearly enjoying himself, taunted. You've been playing the intermediate level game, haven't you? You must have accumulated a lot of points, right? Ha ha ha, how embarrassing. But Du Xiaobei showed no fear. Instead, he taunted back. You're pathetic. You had to rely on someone else to capture me. Tu Jin's face flushed with anger. You dare say that again? I'll break your legs and see if you can still act so cocky. However, Du Xiaobei noticed something small but telling. Tu Jin's hands were trembling. So this guy is all talk. Deep down, he's terrified. Tu Jin raised a rod, aiming to strike Du Xiaobei's leg. But before he could, Du Xiaobei lashed out, delivering a powerful kick to Tu Jin's head. The force of the blow sent Tu Jin into a rage. He shouted to his lackeys, What the hell are you all standing there for? Help me hold him down. But Du Xiaobei quickly locked his legs around Tu Jin's neck and threatened the others. Don't move, or I'll send him straight to meet his ancestors. His voice carried a chilling finality, and his eyes were fierce, as if nothing in the world could hold him back anymore. I'm a man of my word, Du Xiaobei declared. If you push me this far, I'll take you down with me. Hearing this, Tu Jin, already a coward at heart, was consumed by fear. Tears streamed down his face. His complexion turned red, and he stammered, Please, stop. I can't breathe anymore. His underlings, though seething with rage, could only stand and watch, not daring to make a move. Judging from Du Xiaobei's actions, it was clear he wasn't bluffing. One of the lackeys, however, was visibly shocked when he noticed Tu Jin step forward, a symbol among their ranks. What could he be planning? The lackey wondered. Receiving his orders, the lackey gave a sinister, cunning grin. I got it, boss. Loud and clear. Let's move. I'll count to 3, and we'll show him what it means to lose. He rallied the others and began a countdown. 3, 2. Just as the final count reached 1, one of the lackeys unshackled a chain. But Du Xiaobei had already anticipated this move. This action could be advantageous to them, if only they understood how to seize the opportunity. Du Xiaobei leapt down, landing smoothly. He swiftly grabbed the chains, wrapping them around Tu Jin, ensuring he couldn't escape. He tightened the chains around Tu Jin's neck, speaking in a cold, threatening tone. Don't think for a second that just because you lead this little game, you're in charge. I'm the one in control now. And you've been caught by me for the second time. You think a predator would let its prey escape so easily? His words sent a shiver down Tu Jin's spine, filling him with terror. Despite being restrained, Tu Jin maintained his arrogant facade. If you do anything to me, don't expect to leave this place alive. You're surrounded by my people. Yet, Du Xiaobei showed no fear of the threats from the surrounding crowd. Instead, he calmly leaned in and whispered into Tu Jin's ear. I'm here just to play the game, earn some points, and leave. I have no intention of provoking anyone. But if you push me too far. He glanced at Tu Jin, who was still struggling against the chains, grimacing in pain. Suddenly, an unexpected ambush struck from behind. Another lackey attacked Du Xiaobei, giving Tu Jin the chance to escape. Fortunately, Du Xiaobei evaded the sneak attack with ease, turning to face his attacker. Enraged, Tu Jin shouted to his followers, Attack him. Whoever breaks his legs will get 3 bags of cookies. Motivated by the promise of a reward, the lackeys charged toward Du Xiaobei. However, they were no match for him. With swift, calculated movements, Du Xiaobei retaliated, taking down each one of them. One of the lackeys let out a pained scream as his ribs were broken. But then, something unexpected happened. A strong blow struck Du Xiaobei on the head, momentarily disorienting him. In response, he lashed out with the iron chains, hitting the attacker before retreating to assess the situation. Blood trickled down his face from the injury. Despite the odds, he stood tall, glaring at the crowd before him. You think having the numbers gives you the advantage? It may seem like I'm at a disadvantage now, he said, tightening his grip on the chains. But if killing all of you is the only way for me to survive, then I'll do it. His voice was cold and resolute, a stark warning to the treacherous thugs who dared to stand in his way. System notification. Asterisk. Warning. Your heart rate has exceeded 160 BPM. Future vision can now be activated. Suddenly, a group of people, led by CEO Bai, charged toward him. How can so many of us let this idiot gain the upper hand? It's humiliating, they shouted. System notification. Asterisk. Skill activated. Future vision. Predict enemy movements for the next 5 seconds. CEO Bai lunged forward. In his mind's eye, he could clearly see every move his opponents would make within the next 5 seconds. Every attack they planned was laid bare before him. Thanks to this, CEO Bai easily dealt with the group, barely breaking a sweat. System notification. Asterisk. Warning. Player cannot dodge all attacks for the next 5 seconds. Speed boost cannot be activated. Within 2 minutes, the first enemy was defeated. However, Tu Jin, refusing to accept defeat, resorted to dirty tactics. Grabbing a heavy object, he charged toward CEO Bai, shouting, "You bastard, you'll pay for what you did to my brother." The attack caught CEO Bai off guard. Damn it, he thought. Tu Jin swung the heavy object directly at CEO Bai's leg, snapping it with a sickening crack. CEO Bai screamed in pain. Arg. Despite his injury, he raised his hand, preparing to kill the despicable man in front of him. Tu Jin froze in fear, his face turning pale, unable to speak. Before he could react further, CEO Bai grabbed him by the head and slammed it into the ground, knocking him unconscious. The man lay motionless. With cold precision, CEO Bai said, "I won't go after you or your brother's subordinates. But if you don't let me live, I'll kill every last one of you." His voice was icy, his gaze filled with murderous intent. But just then, another attacker tried to strike from behind. CEO Bai narrowly blocked the surprise attack. "So, you want to be the first to die?" he asked, his tone deadly. The attacker hesitated but shouted, "Take Jin's brother and run. If he dies, we..." Before he could finish, CEO Bai swiftly ended him. However, another subordinate managed to grab Tu Jin's unconscious body and escape. "That lunatic!" one of them cursed as they fled. "You won't escape," CEO Bai muttered, his voice dripping with menace. Then, he realized something unsettling. Collapsing to the ground, he thought, "My leg is broken, I can't even stand." He grimaced in frustration. "I didn't notice because I was using my skill, but now my leg is useless. How am I supposed to survive future games like this?" Meanwhile, in room 24, where Du Tiu Back and a few others were gathered, the atmosphere was far from pleasant. "You should finish the game today," one person said. "I'm busy with other stuff." "When is it going to end?" the other replied. As they were talking, Du Tiu Back opened the door and walked into the room, covered in blood and injuries. He stepped inside. One of the people in the room sneered and said in a sarcastic tone, "Can't you be quieter? That's so annoying." It was clear they shared a room but had no fondness for Du Tiu Back. Despite their words, Du Tiu Back, bloodied and wounded, shot them a cold, piercing glare filled with anger. The tension in the room was palpable. A man, furious and ready to confront Du Tiu Back, stood up abruptly, fists clenched. However, the person beside him quickly intervened, holding him back. "Let it go," he said. "That guy's barely got a few days left to live with that condition of his. I just hope we don't get dragged into his mess." Meanwhile, Du Tiu Back sat silently in his room, lost in thought. How am I going to survive the games ahead, with this crippled leg? He glanced at the bracelet on his wrist, which displayed his current points. **3.680 points. If I stop playing, it'll cost me 500 points per day just to stay out. That won't last long. When my points run out, this bracelet will be the end of me." The thought alone was unbearable. Slamming his hand against the table, he growled, "Damn it, is this how it ends for me?" His mind drifted to memories of home. Someone was waiting for him there. "Xiao Si is still waiting for me to return." He thought bitterly, if only I hadn't made that impulsive decision. If only I hadn't been lured by money. But regrets were futile. There was no what if in this harsh world. No tree that bore the fruit of regret. At least he had left his bank card for Xiao Si, ensuring she had enough money to survive for a while. "I can't give up now. I have to find a way to survive. Even if there's only a glimmer of hope. His resolve reignited, and his eyes suddenly brightened. The first time I fought those monsters, my arm was broken. The pain was so intense. I thought my heart would explode. But the system healed me. Though such a scenario hadn't occurred since then, it proved that the system had the ability to restore him. At that moment, a notification appeared before him. You have mail. Attention. You have spent 3.000 points and unlocked new system features. Do you wish to access them? Asterisk. Surprised, Back stared at the message. New system features? Let's check it out. He accessed the update, and the system provided a detailed list. Player Back now has access to the store. Asterisk. Curious, he opened the store interface. The first tier of items was available, but the advanced tiers required significantly more points to unlock. He scanned the offerings in the asterisk beginner's store, his mind racing. This store tailors itself to my situation. These items are designed to support my overall ability. There's a lot of stuff here. Among the available items, he noted, asterisk physical recovery items asterisk, for healing injuries. Asterisk weapon enhancements asterisk, useful when unarmed. Asterisk body enhancement devices asterisk, to strengthen physical abilities. Asterisk mystery gift packages asterisk, contents unknown but potentially game-changing. The store's timer indicated it would remain open for asterisk 167 hours asterisk. These beginner items are good. They cover most of what I need right now. After some deliberation, he decided on his first purchase, a asterisk physical recovery item. This should be in the category I need the most right now. He tapped the buy button, ready to receive something that might turn his situation around. When he saw the price, he was stunned. Healing wounds cost 1.000 points. Similarly, other items in the shop were just as expensive. The heavy injury recovery capsule, used to heal broken bones and other fatal injuries, would take effect 6 hours after being consumed. But there was only one capsule available. Do you want to purchase the heavy injury recovery capsule for 1.000 points? Confirm or decline? Looking at the small capsule, he couldn't help but feel suspicious. Can this really heal injuries? With no other choice, he reluctantly decided to buy it. You have just purchased the heavy injury recovery capsule. Your current points are 2.680. After deducting the cost of the capsule, holding the capsule in his hand, he noted how small it was, wondering if it would actually work. Yu Xiaobei swallowed the capsule. After taking it, his body felt utterly drained. Too much had happened that day. So tired. I just hope this works, he thought. Meanwhile, on the other side, everyone else was training or treating their injuries. Jin, who was only slightly injured and had his head bandaged, heard some news. Are you sure you saw its leg break? Apparently, someone had reported to him that Yu Xiaobei's leg was injured. Definitely, they said. He was dragging his leg like a dog when he came back. By the way, Jin, what about the snacks you promised us? It seemed this informant was Yu Xiaobei's roommate, who sold him out for a petty benefit. Hearing this news, Jin felt a surge of joy and satisfaction. He burst out laughing. Ha ha ha, that's the price you pay for challenging me. If you want to surpass me, you'll only end up hiding in a corner, waiting for death. Go grab the meat my men brought back. We're celebrating tonight. Everyone cheered in unison. Thank you, brother Jin. A system notification appeared. Your daily growth training is about to end. Declining to participate will result in point deductions. After taking the capsule, Yu Xiaobei fell asleep for a while. When he woke up, he began to reflect. What time is it? I feel like I've slept for ages. My leg feels numb. At first, he didn't notice anything, but then he was startled to find that his leg, it had fully healed. It seemed the expensive items, though costly, were indeed effective. Good thing I spent those 1.000 points. It was worth it. Otherwise, I would have regretted it a lot. The system notification appeared again. Your daily growth training is about to end. Declining to participate will result in point deductions. It was time for the daily training. Thanks to the capsule, Yu Xiaobei was now fully healed. His body had returned to its original state, and he could resume training. Another system notification chimed in. Attention! Player Yu Xiaobei has entered the system's training room. It seemed the weapon training feature had unlocked for him. Looking through the system shop, He realized, all I need is a card to activate it. I'd like to save up more points before buying weapons. But it seems Jin won't stop harassing me until I'm dead. I can't let this slide. I must defeat him. Finally, Du Xiaobei took out the weapon card that Du had given him upon completing the challenge. The system announced, player Du Xiaobei has used the weapon purchase card. The player now has access to the weapon store, asterisk. At that moment, CRBA accessed the weapon inventory. And the surrounding space turned into an endless white void. CRBA observed in silence, saying nothing. Then, the system's voice spoke. Ju Xiaobei, we meet again. Welcome to becoming the 5th player in the rookie stage. Weapon inventory activated. Choose wisely to secure the best items. Each weapon reward card can only be used once. After purchase, no exchanges or refunds are allowed, asterisk. The system added, not many players have access to weapons, whether in the game or outside. This gives you a significantly higher chance of victory, asterisk. County Route 7, a system entity, advised, look carefully at the rookie weapon inventory in front of you. And think about what you can afford with your current points, asterisk. Du Xiaobei scanned the inventory. It mainly consisted of melee weapons. The cheapest option was a dagger. But considering his limited points, and his lack of experience with melee weapons, he figured a short sword would be easier to use. After deliberating, he successfully purchased the short sword. The system confirmed, you have successfully purchased the rookie sword. Remaining points, 1.680, asterisk. The system continued, player Giuseppe has successfully purchased the short sword. The weapon inventory will now close, asterisk. At that moment, Du Xiaobei, confused, exclaimed, but I haven't received the weapon yet. Suddenly, he looked up. The space around him seemed to tear apart, revealing an object breaking through the void. The system spoke. Player, please use your wristband to verify your identity, asterisk. He remained silent but followed the instructions, lifting his hand toward the chest that had appeared before him. The system confirmed. Player identity verified, asterisk. So that's how it works. He murmured to himself. Gradually, the short sword emerged from the chest. Du Xiaobei stared at it silently. The system explained. The player can now summon the weapon storage container in any area where weapons are permitted, asterisk. Holding the short sword, Du Xiaobei remarked, this is incredible. I didn't expect the weapon storage to work like this. It's stored in another dimension? Well, whatever. This will help me avoid unnecessary trouble. The system interrupted. The daily training module has not been completed. Please begin your training immediately, asterisk. Du Xiaobei replied. Alright, let's finish this quickly. And then go deal with Tu Jin and his henchmen. As silence filled the air, two figures suddenly collided in the distance. A man in a red jacket lashed out, slapping another man in black. Do you want to die? He growled. If you don't hand it over, Boss Tu Jin won't let you off. Understand? It turned out the man in red was one of Tu Jin's lackeys, bullying the man in black. The man in black, terrified, stammered, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Meanwhile, Du Xiaobei, having just finished his meal, watched the scene unfold, ready to make his next move. He turned silently, glancing over his shoulder before standing up and walking toward them. Du Tiu Bak noticed Zhang and the others chatting and laughing together. But as soon as they spotted Giuseppe fear gripped them. It's him, but yesterday. His leg. The lackey couldn't believe his eyes. Giuseppe was standing before them, fully recovered. How could he heal so quickly? What's going on with him? The memory of yesterday's encounter, when Giuseppe was injured, flashed through the lackey's mind. This is strange. I had to check this out. He muttered to himself. Meanwhile, in the bathroom, Tu Jin and his lackeys were changing clothes. What should we do after the card game? One lackey asked. Seeing Tu Jin in a good mood, the lackey added, you seem happy today, boss, so don't be mad at us. Tu Jin smirked and replied, ha ha, you sure know how to talk. Still chuckling, he said, after the game, we're going to find that dog Giuseppe I've got something fun planned for you all. And of course, the main goal is to give him a proper farewell, before he dies. But before they could finish their scheming, Giuseppe appeared on his own. You don't need to come looking for me, he said coldly. I've come to see you first. He summoned his weapon, eyes sharp and filled with determination. This place is for the strong. The weak will perish. The group stood frozen, confused and terrified, as they muttered among themselves. It's Giuseppe asterisk. How is he still fine? No way. Someone confirmed yesterday that his leg was broken. Even **2 Jin** turned pale, staring at the sword in Giuseppe's hand. Him? A rookie? How does he have that sword? **2 Jin** thought. Panic rising. Giuseppe ** raised the sword, its blade crackling with electricity. I'll destroy anyone who stands in my way. From outside, Zhang observed the scene, thinking to himself, a sword? He has a weapon? He must have earned it by completing 2 beginner games every day. And he's fine, even after being taken out yesterday. But how? As the sword hummed with energy, Giuseppe ** pointed it at the group in front of him and declared, the debt between you and me ends here. Now. **2 Jin, overwhelmed with fear, struggled to think clearly. Where did he even get that sword? This is bad, really bad. Yesterday, everyone saw me break his leg. How is this possible? No matter. We just need to attack him and take that sword, he said, trying to rally his courage. One of his lackeys chimed in. Got it. **2 Jin, trying to buy time, barked orders. Find a way out. Call *trend queen here now. The rest of the group charged toward Giuseppe who sneered, his tone dripping with contempt. You idiots. You might as well crawl off and lick your wounds like dogs. You're worthless. Brain-dead fools who don't know your place in the world. He raised his sword, adding, since I can't kill you all at once, I'll cut off your arms and legs and leave you to rot. With that, he struck, cutting down 2 lackeys in one swift motion. Then he turned to the others, his voice icy and resolute. Your end is inevitable. One lackey, desperate and reckless, lunged at him. The moment the subordinate tried to escape, CEO Bai quickly intercepted him, ready to eliminate him cleanly. Without hesitation, CEO Bai severed the man's arm, leaving him writhing in pain to understand the depths of suffering. Meanwhile, another subordinate attempted to flee while CEO Bai was momentarily distracted. Glancing over, CEO Bai saw the man trembling as he tried to open the door. Damn it, who are you? The man shouted, panicking as the door refused to budge. Before he could escape, CEO Bai blocked the doorway, his presence suffocating. The subordinate banged on the door desperately, screaming, but before he could react further, CEO Bai appeared behind him. With one swift stroke of his blade, the man was silenced. Outside, Zhang stood observing. Better to die with dignity than live as a coward. Zhang thought. I'll help you, but you'll owe me a favor. Zhang said, addressing CEO Bai. Maybe we can team up later and earn some serious points. Meanwhile, Tu Jin watched everything unfold with sheer terror. He didn't dare utter a word. Even my brother had to work so hard to get a weapon like that. How can this newbie be so lucky? Tu Jin thought, trembling. Now, only 2 people remained in the room, Tu Jin and CEO Bai. Tu Jin shouted, I still don't believe you're fine after I broke your leg. He ran into the bathroom, attempting to hide, but continued to shout defiantly. You think you still have a chance against me? So what if you have a sword? His arrogance masked his fear. I broke your leg once, and I can do it again. Let's see how long you can last. Tu Jin charged forward, yelling, this time, I'll cut you into pieces. But his attack was easily blocked by CEO Bai. Too slow, CEO Bai said, smirking in disdain. With a swift move, CEO Bai severed one of Tu Jin's fingers. Tu Jin screamed in agony, his body paralyzed with pain. He tried to threaten CEO Bai, his voice trembling. Stop, don't come any closer. If you touch me, my brother will. But his fear rendered him unable to finish his sentence. Zhang entered the room, attempting to de-escalate the situation. Don't act recklessly, Zhang said to CEO Bai. If you kill someone, the system will punish you under its rules. CEO Bai turned to Zhang, asking coldly, are you his friend? Are you trying to save him? Zhang shook his head and replied calmly, I'm only worried about you. He's no longer a threat to you. Instead of risking punishment, demand points from him. Let him buy his pathetic life. Hearing this, Tu Jin was overjoyed. Yes, of course, I have plenty of points, he blurted out. Name your price. And I'll give you as many points as you want. Just spare my life. Zhang continued. Earning points here is more important than being blinded by rage. If you act rashly now, you'll only bring more trouble to yourself later. Trust me, this is the best decision. CEO Bai remained silent, weighing Yang's words as Tu Jin grovelled for his life. Tu Jin sat silently, his mind racing with a single thought. I just need to survive and get out of here. Turning to Si Outba, he spoke with a strained voice. There's nothing that points can't solve. Today, I admit my defeat. So, name your price. But Si Outba said nothing. Instead, he swung his blade again, striking Tu Jin's thigh. The blood-stained sword glistened under the light as Tu Jin winced in pain. Chang Bei, watching with a calm demeanor, finally broke the silence. I won't make the same mistake twice. There's only one way to end this. In the reading room. Meanwhile, in a quiet reading room, two figures were browsing books. Here, drink this. Zhang handed a bottle of water to Chang Bei. Taking it, Chang Bei asked casually, So, you're not afraid those guys will come after you for blocking their path earlier? Of course I'm afraid, Zhang replied nonchalantly, but luckily, there was no one around to see me do it. Zhang pulled out a chair and sat down, his tone shifting. But you've gotten much stronger. With your current speed, it won't take long for you to compete in advanced ranked games. Will it? Chang Bei hesitated before asking. Why are you helping me? Zhang smiled and replied, I want to form a team with you. I'm gathering strong players for advanced ranked games. Chang Bei's eyes narrowed. Give me a reason to form a team with you. Instead of answering directly, Zhang continued, Have you thought about how to deal without Hai Jin yet? Once he's back, he'll definitely come after you to avenge his brother. Zhang leaned forward, his voice lowering. You're strong, no doubt, but there are others even stronger. Even if you don't die, you can't play every game alone. From what I know, other groups are already keeping an eye on you. That's why you need your own team. Zhang gestured subtly toward two people watching them from the room's corner. Look around you. Advanced ranked games are far more complex. We'll need teamwork and skilled players to survive. Sure, you can refuse my offer. But even the strongest individual can be torn apart by a pack of hyenas. Chang Bei finally broke his silence. Let's say I agree. What do I get out of this? You might know a lot about advanced games. But, Zhang cut him off. Maybe I'm not as strong as you. But I have connections and access to information. I can gather rumors and tips from across this place. If we work together, I'll use all my resources to help you build a team of the best players. Zhang leaned back and continued. For starters, we can try a few intermediate ranked games. The teams there are competitive, and winning in advanced rounds offers significant rewards. If you're lucky enough to win one game, it'll instantly boost your rank. Chang Bei stood up, his tone serious. Rank up in advanced games. Huh? Fine, but don't expect it to be easy. You know as well as I do how dangerous these games are. Forming a team doesn't guarantee safety. Zhang nodded. True, but it's a start. Shall we test the waters with some intermediate games? Then, Chang Bei extended his hand, and the two shook on it. A pleasant partnership, Zhang said, smiling. Don't worry, I won't be a burden to you. In room A19, Jin was lying down, recovering from his injuries. Chang Queen asked, How's he doing? The black-haired man replied, He's lost too much blood. It doesn't look good. His leg is definitely broken, he'll probably be crippled. Hearing this, Chang Queen continued, Was it you Xiao Bei who did this? No, Jin replied. I thought you had already dealt with him? Yes, I saw his leg broken by brother Jin. But today, he's fully recovered and came back with a sword. To attack us. A sword? How did he even get that? Chang Queen questioned further. Did something happen yesterday? It seems I underestimated him. Jin muttered. The subordinate responded. Brother Jin told us to take care of his brother. But this happened instead, and we're really worried. Now that he has a sword, we don't dare to touch him. Hearing this, Chang Queen decided to take matters into his own hands. I'll handle him myself, he declared. No one else will disgrace our team anymore. The subordinate replied. You're truly loyal, brother Chang. Chang Queen smirked. Loyal? Why should I care about that useless guy? I'm only interested in his sword. 3 days later, Chang Bei, exhausted, asked Zhang, Are you sure you want to join me? For another intermediate level game today? Zhang replied, Of course, I don't want to miss any chance. To earn more points, Chang Bei thought to himself. A 2-star intermediate ranking game. is much more dangerous. It requires 3 players. Maybe I should call Zuzu. After forming an alliance, Zhongde and I have played a few games together. Zhongde isn't much different from what I expected. After a few matches, I realized he's very calm when dealing with unexpected situations. Our teamwork is excellent, and the best part is, he's even lost some weight. Zhang happily said, "Ha ha, Chang Bei, look at how many points I have now. If we keep this up, we'll soon participate in advanced ranked games." Chang Bei thought, he's ambitious. We share the same goal of leveling up. After my points reached 4.000, the system notified me that I had unlocked a new skill, Shadow Clone. It's quite an interesting skill. It requires 100 points to activate and has a cooldown of 3 minutes. At level 1, activating Shadow Clone allows you to dodge attacks and teleport to another location, while leaving an illusion in your place. Shadow Clone seems worth saving points for activation. The short cooldown makes it even better. I should combine it with Future Vision to develop more fighting styles. I need to find an opportunity to test it. Chang Bei then said, "Let's go. We'll head to the arena first. It might be a tough battle." Meanwhile, the red-haired Chang Queen was still observing them. "They're nothing compared to Jin and my weapon," he muttered. "They're strong, but we shouldn't act recklessly." But there was no sign of Rao Rao. Du Xiaobei remarked, "Looks like she's busy and couldn't come." Zhang wiped away tears, lamenting, "Oh, what a shame. I thought I finally had a chance to meet a girl. Turns out, we're just going to face more trouble finding teammates." For the 2-star intermediate game, suddenly, the system chimed in. "You have received a request to join your team. A message has been sent. Du Xiaobei was surprised. Even more so when he saw who sent it. It was Chan Queen. "Player Chan Queen wants to join your team. Do you accept? That bastard," Du Xiaobei muttered. Moments later, Chan Queen approached confidently, smiling as he greeted him. "Hello, Juxiobei, from room A19. Meanwhile, on another side of the arena, Tu Jin had woken up. He yelled in desperation, "Please, give me more points. When my brother gets back, he'll repay you double. I don't want to die. I gave you so many cookies. It's time for you to pay me back." He begged the lackey in front of him. But the lackey replied, "It's not that I don't want to help, boss. I've already given you everything I could. These past few days, you haven't played any games. So I've been paying your daily 500-point penalty for you. I really can't help you anymore." With that, the lackey walked away, adding, "Your brother, he's in a high-ranking game right now, and can't be contacted. You'll have to find someone else willing to give you their points." Tu Jin stared at his wristband, his face a picture of despair. "Brother, my leg is broken, and it hurts so much. My points are almost gone. Hurry back. Where are you when I need you most? Why would you choose to play a high-ranking game at a time like this? Brother, I don't think we'll see each other again. I'm about to die. Please, avenge me. Kill that CRPAY." Tears streamed down his face as he cried out. "Why has it come to this?" The system announced, "Player out Hai Jin has not participated in a game today. 500 points will be deducted. Remaining points, 0, asterisk." A cold, robotic voice followed. "Player has insufficient points. Wristband judgment activated. Preparing to detonate, asterisk." Realizing his fate, Tu Jin screamed in agony. Moments later, his entire body exploded, and he was gone. Back on Du Xiaobei's side, he was still deliberating whether to accept the team request. Zhang cautioned him, "Am I seeing things? Chan Queen wants to team up with us? He's probably planning to create trouble and get us killed in the game. Whatever you do, don't agree." He might have figured out what weapons were allowed to use in intermediate and higher level games. His goal could be to force you to hand over your weapon during the game. Du Xiaobei mulled over Yang's warning. Just then, Chan Queen approached, grinning as he said, "So, we meet again. You really are full of surprises." The red-haired man smirked, adding, "As expected, we should never underestimate anyone who plays these games. But honestly, I don't see how teaming up with you benefits me in any way." Du Xiaobei replied coldly, "I couldn't agree more. If you're so bothered by me, you can kill me in the game," said Trend Queen, the red-haired schemer. "I genuinely want to work with you. Though, Giuseppe." But Giuseppe thought to himself, "Even if I refuse, he'll keep scheming against me. I need to deal with him before it's too late. He then turned to Trend Queen and said coldly, "Shut up, I'm still furious you attacked me from behind." At that moment, the system announced, "Player Trend Queen has joined player Giuseppe's team, asterisk." With a grudging sigh, Giuseppe pressed the accept button. "Show me the fighting skills of someone in the top 10, he said, smiling faintly. Trend Queen grinned smugly. "For a rookie like you to develop this fast is exhilarating. It makes me wonder, what's so special about you? Let's go," he added, and they headed toward the game room. As they walked, John couldn't hide his concern. "Giuseppe, Trend Queen is really dangerous. Are you sure about this?" Giuseppe replied calmly, "If you're scared, you don't need to join this game. I'll find someone else." John hesitated, realizing that if he backed out now, he would lose Giuseppe's trust forever. Everything he had worked for would be wasted. "Just kidding," John finally said with a nervous laugh. "We're teammates. Fighting together increases our chances of winning." The system then announced, "Players Giuseppe, John, and Trend Queen have entered the 2-star intermediate game, Skystairs, asterisk." As they entered, John gasped, "What's going on? This 2-star game is so different. We need to be careful. If we fall, we'll die." Giuseppe remained silent, observing the surroundings. Trend Queen, too, said nothing, his gaze fixed on the challenge ahead, a massive, towering monster. The system displayed the game instructions. Game task. Locate 3 sticker-like objects within the floating room. Place the stickers on the designated positions on the monster's body. Left hand, heart, calf. Reward: 1.500 points. Conditions: time is unlimited. The 2-star intermediate game will begin in 10 seconds. Players, prepare yourselves, asterisk. Giuseppe analyzed the situation silently. Unlimited time? That's strange. It seems even Trend Queen doesn't know this place. This must be his first time here, he thought. John whispered nervously, "Giuseppe, do you realize how strange this is? Unlimited time means we can't leave until the task is complete. And if we fail," he glanced at Giuseppe with worry, "we'll be stuck here forever, with that monster." Trend Queen chimed in confidently, "Giuseppe, if you want to finish the game, hand me your weapon. Then, I'll consider cooperating with you. Otherwise, the longer we drag this out, the more dangerous it will become." Giuseppe had anticipated this demand. He also suspected that Trend Queen might know something about the monster's attributes. Even though the mission and location are different, he thought, monsters in intermediate games often share certain fixed traits. It wouldn't be surprising if he's encountered something like this before. Turning to Trend Queen, Giuseppe tightened his grip on his weapon, his expression unyielding. "If you think you're taking this sword from me, think again." CEO Bai responded coldly, "I understand. When the game starts, you do what I told you. As for him," he gestured toward Tu Jin, "I'll kill him. If I don't, he'll be too dangerous." System notification. Asterisk. Game starting. Suddenly, a monster leapt down from above, letting out a terrifying roar that sent chills through the group. Its appearance was grotesque and intimidating. Game mission. 2-star intermediate level. Objective: locate 3 sticker-shaped items in the floating rooms. Stick these designated stickers onto the monster's body. Rewards: 1.500 points per person. Time limit: none. The monster approached the 3 players, its terrifying figure growing larger as it neared. Its legs were fitted with springs, adding to its unnerving agility. John looked at the monster with a disgusted expression and remarked, "Its body reeks." CEO Bai, analyzing the creature, muttered, "Spring legs. Huh? That must be why it can jump so easily. In this space, jumping is probably more effective than running." Without warning, Trend Queen smirked and bolted. Before leaving, he turned back and taunted CEO Bai, "Don't die before I get your weapon." Ha 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 ha. John nodded at CEO Bai and said, "We should split up. You distract the monster while I search for the stickers." "Got it," CEO Bai replied. "Be careful." With that, the two of them went their separate ways. CEO Bai jumped, maneuvering strategically to grab the monster's attention and give John time to search. The monster's leaps were astonishingly fast, causing CEO Bai to feel a pang of worry. It lashed out, releasing slimy, mucus-like projectiles that narrowly missed him. Looking at the puddles of slime, CEO Bai thought. This creature's body is covered in pustules. It's using them as weapons. They might contain poison. If any of that gets on me, I'm in trouble. As he continued to evade the attacks, he spotted Trend Queen nearby. There he is, CEO Bai thought. Trend Queen seemed to be searching for stickers too. His usual smirk plastered on his face. I won't let you escape, CEO Bai vowed silently. The red-haired Trend Queen noticed CEO Bai and laughed mischievously. Behind him, the monster still chased CEO Bai relentlessly. Good, it's still following me, CEO Bai thought. Before shouting, let it follow you now, Trend Queen. The two began racing down a flight of stairs. The monster close behind. CEO Bai, seizing the opportunity, leapt gracefully, landing near Trend Queen. Both players, along with the monster, ended up in the same space. There's nowhere left for you to run, Trend Queen, CEO Bai declared, his voice laced with cold determination. Trend Queen turned to face him, grinning. You're fast, I'll give you that, but this feels like you're on the monster's team, doesn't it? Ignoring the taunt, CEO Bai scanned the area and noticed something. Ah, there's a sticker here, he thought, his mind racing as he prepared his next move. Suddenly, the monster launched a ferocious attack. Are you holding the sticker? Giuseppe demanded. Trend Queen smirked, replying, if I had it in my hand, I'd have the upper hand when the game ends. The two continued to dodge the monster's attacks, while Trend Queen laughed maniacally. And you think distracting the monster will work? I'm more familiar with these things than you are. Without warning, he struck at Giuseppe, attempting to catch him off guard. That bastard, not much armor. But he's strong, Giuseppe thought, clashing with him. The two began fighting furiously. Even as the monster stood momentarily stunned, seemingly surprised by the infighting within the team. Meanwhile, Zhang found one of the stickers. Great, I found one, he exclaimed excitedly. But glancing toward the other side, he saw Giuseppe struggling. Looks like he's in trouble. I need to help him. Giuseppe and Trend Queen were still locked in combat. The red-haired traitor smirked wickedly. When you're near the edge, I'll finish you off. Let's see if you'll trade that weapon when you're about to die. Giuseppe had been backed into a corner. One misstep, and he could fall to his death. But he remained calm. In just a few moves, you've forced me to the edge, just as expected from a top-tier player, he said. Suddenly, the system chimed in. Alert! Player is under attack. Requirements met to activate Shadow Clone skill. Would you like to activate it? Giuseppe wasted no time. Activate Shadow Clone skill. Deduct 100 points. He commanded. In the blink of an eye, the skill activated. Trend Queen, taken by surprise, shouted. What? How? I should have hit him. Giuseppe easily evaded the attack. The system notifying. Shadow Clone skill activated. Cooldown. 3 minutes. So that's how it works. Giuseppe thought. My shadow decoy switched positions with me instantly, too fast for him to react. But then he remembered the sticker was still with Trend Queen. Without hesitation, he leapt forward. Damn it, the sticker's in his hand. Trend Queen, meanwhile, thought to himself. How did he dodge at the last second? Why couldn't I track his movement? No matter, I'll defeat him eventually. Raising the sticker high, he shouted mockingly. Giuseppe, do you want this to fall down with me? Without this, you can't leave either. Come and get it. Furious, Giuseppe yelled back. You bastard, and jumped after him. As he leapt, Giuseppe thought. I can't let this slip away. I'll activate future vision if I have to. The system responded. Alert! Heart rate exceeds 160 BPM. You may activate future vision. Future vision level 2 activated. Predict opponent movements for the next 5 seconds. Before his eyes, flashes of the immediate future appeared. He saw the sticker slipping from Trend Queen's grip. About to fall. You and Cheng Queen were fighting midair. You managed to snatch the sticker from Cheng Queen's hand. But he simply smirked. He grabbed your leg, pulling you down, then climbed over you, causing you to fall instead. But you turned out to be Chang Bei. Seeing it all unfold, Chang Bei thought to himself. He's trying to use the sticker to lure me in. Then reverse the situation and take the sticker back. In the chaos, I'll have to trade my weapon for my life. It's a clever plan. But it'll fail because I already know it. As soon as Chang Bei jumped to follow, the red-haired Chang Queen smirked smugly. He tried to grab Chang Bei's leg to pull him down. But instead, Chang Bei kicked him off, sending him plummeting. As Chang Queen fell, he thought in shock. What the hell? How did he react so quickly? Luckily, he managed to grab onto the wall. Could he have figured out my plan? Damn it, I have to climb back up quickly, he thought. But Chang Bei was already chasing after him, showing no intention of sparing his life. Chang Queen, terrified, looked up and screamed, "You crazy bastard, are you trying to die together?" After Chang Bei delivered a heavy blow, Zhang stepped in to assist. Zhang had been waiting below, ready to help Chang Bei. As Chang Queen screamed, Zhang grabbed hold of Chang Bei's leg. Meanwhile, the red-haired Chang Queen fell into the abyss. Zhang shouted, "I understand now, Chang Bei." Ha, ha, Chang Bei panted heavily. By then, the sky had cleared, and everything was eerily quiet. Zhang and Chang Bei had managed to secure 2 stickers. As they sat down, they spoke. What happened? Zhang asked. We've searched everywhere and still can't find the 3rd sticker. Do you think Chang Queen took it with him? And fell with it? No, Chang Bei replied. I've been watching him since the beginning. He didn't have a single chance to find the 3rd sticker. Since we found the 2 stickers on the staircase, I think we're just not searching in the right place. Zhang asked. Then where is the 3rd sticker? I feel like we've searched every single brick here. If we don't find it, we'll either die from exhaustion or from hunger and thirst. Chang Bei said. There's one place we haven't searched since the beginning of the game. Hearing this, Zhang immediately asked, what place? Somewhere we haven't been to? If Chang Queen really is dead, the player count would have decreased. But it hasn't changed, Chang Bei replied, pointing at the player count. That means Chang Queen is still alive, somewhere below us, in an area we haven't explored yet. Chang Bei continued. The monster is currently above, resting. It's likely moved to another area for now. Zhang, standing below, silently observed. He then said to Chang Bei, if we don't wander aimlessly, the monster won't attack us. Chang Bei replied, exactly, so we should avoid the upper floors and head to the lowest level to search below. After saying that, the two parted ways, removing their jackets and tying them together. Zhang turned to Du Xiaobei and asked, are you sure you want to go down there? You have no idea what's waiting below. It could be dangerous. But Du Xiaobei replied firmly, I have to go down, no matter the danger. The monster isn't the hard part. The real challenge is finding the 3rd sticker. Du Xiaobei grasped the makeshift rope made from their jackets and began his descent. From above, Zhang called out, Du Xiaobei, if anything goes wrong, signal me, and I'll pull you back up. Du Xiaobei reassured him, I'll be fine, just focus on finding the last sticker. I don't want to stick around here any longer than necessary. But then, something unexpected caught Du Xiaobei off guard. He shouted to Zhang, there's a ladder here. It's hidden beneath the clouds. I need to climb down and see what's below. Spotting the ladder, Du Xiaobei leapt toward it, grabbing hold. As he started climbing down, he muttered to himself, the clouds above are blocking my view. I need to be extra cautious. The ladder seemed endless, but when he finally reached the bottom, he still hadn't found the annoying red-haired Trend Queen. Is that it? Du Xiaobei wondered aloud. Why haven't I seen even a shadow of Trend Queen? We had to keep going down. Without hesitation, he jumped further down. As he descended, something stopped him in his tracks. The ground below suddenly split open, revealing a widening chasm. Du Xiaobei lost his footing and fell inside. I think I understand now, he thought. There's a hidden space beneath the arena. The 3rd sticker might be in there. Inside, the atmosphere was eerily quiet. Sitting alone in this secret area was the sinister red-haired Trend Queen. He looked worried, muttering to himself, damn it, I can't find a way out. But the 3rd sticker must be here. As he glanced upward, the high ceiling above opened up. Du Xiaobei came crashing down. Trend Queen smirked. Well, Zuoi Bei, you finally made it here. As Du Xiaobei fell, he thought to himself, what do I do? If I keep falling like this, I'll die. But the last sticker, it's really here. He spotted an orb nearby, but his focus was on his rapid descent. Damn it, I'm falling too fast. What now? But instead of hitting the ground, Du Xiaobei landed on an invisible cushion. Surprised, he exclaimed, What's this? It seems like the floor has some sort of invisible buffer. Trend Queen looked at him and sneered. The way you fell is even worse than mine. You thought you'd die, didn't you? Du Xiaobei shot back. Trend Queen, you're surprisingly lucky. I never thought you'd survive falling from that height. Trend Queen smirked and replied. Well, I was wondering the same thing about you. How is it that you always show up at the most critical moments? Glaring at Du Xiaobei, Trend Queen taunted. Are you running away? Or do you have some other grand plan? Giuseppe looked at Trend Queen and calmly replied. Your instincts are sharp. I'll give you that, but it doesn't matter. Aren't we all here in this game to get weapons? He continued. That said, I can't hand over my weapon to you. But I do have another way for you to get one. Do you already have a weapon? Trend Queen laughed smugly and said. Ha, do you think weapons in this arena can be bought so easily? Giuseppe narrowed his eyes at him and replied. Under ***2 Jin's leadership. Do you think you'll ever rise to a higher rank? As long as he stands ahead of you, you'll never move up, no matter how hard you try. He smirked. Let me ask. Why are you so obsessed with taking my weapon? Is it because you want to break free from ***2 Jin and fight him with your own weapon? Hearing this, Trend Queen froze, clearly caught off guard. Giuseppe continued. I know there are 4 more weapons available at this level. Trend Queen remained silent, listening intently. To be honest, I've already formed a plan. Giuseppe said. If ***2 Jin is still alive, he'll be my first target. So, how about it? Want to team up with me? Kill ***2 Jin, and his weapon will be yours. He turned to Trend Queen and proposed. After that, you can become the leader of your own team and rise to the next level successfully. Trend Queen hesitated before saying. You want me to work with you. But why should I risk joining your team? Fighting ***2 Jin is even more dangerous. Giuseppe replied without hesitation. In here, isn't everything dangerous? Instead, don't you want to take control of your own destiny? Of course, you can refuse. But are you really okay with surviving off his scraps until you die? He paused and added. My view on life is simple. We must eliminate obstacles that hinder our growth and keep moving forward. Smiling, he concluded. So, what will it be? Trend Queen chuckled. You're an interesting guy. Shifting the topic, Giuseppe looked up and said. Let's put that aside for now. We need to get the final sticker and leave this place. The last sticker is on that high lamp above. Trend Queen said. Looking at Giuseppe, he added. Regardless, I'm glad you're here. If not, I'm not sure how much longer I could have survived. He continued. Before you arrived, I tried a few things and figured out how this game works. Trend Queen explained the mechanics. I'll strike the glowing gong. That'll make a cube appear in the area below. The next step is to climb up the cubes to reach the orb. Hearing this, Giuseppe thought to himself. No wonder he got stuck here. This task isn't something you can complete alone. It's clearly designed to test the reaction speed of 2 players working together. Trend Queen added. The good thing is, no matter how high you fall from, you won't die. There's a cushion area below. All you need to do is hit the button to start the game. With that, Trend Queen struck the button to begin. The red-haired Trend Queen turned to CEO Bai and said. It's about to start. Get ready. CEO Bai remained silent, observing his surroundings. Soon, a cube appeared, followed by several others materializing in quick succession. CEO Bai jumped onto one of the cubes, analyzing the situation. So each cube disappears after 5 seconds. He thought. If Trend Queen can unlock the next one in time, he might be okay. Trend Queen frantically tapped at the cube's surface. The cubes were appearing faster, and each tap moved him further away from the others. This is exhausting. Trend Queen panted, his breath ragged. Suddenly, 3 cubes lit up at the same time in front of him. 3 at once? Damn it, I can't handle all of them in such a short time. Meanwhile, CEO Bai also found himself struggling as the cube he stood on vanished beneath him. What the hell? It disappeared. What's going on? He shouted. Frustrated, Trend Queen collapsed onto the ground. Defeated, breathing heavily, he looked at CEO Bai and stammered. Sorry, I'm too tired. At least you're not hurt, right? The cushioning effect saved you, didn't it? CEO Bai didn't respond to the apology. Instead, he snatched the tapping device from Trend Queen's hand. This game? You're too slow and inexperienced. I'll take over. Get back on the cubes. The 2 switched roles. Trend Queen sat on the ground, watching CEO Bai in disbelief. How many rounds can you even last? He sneered. You need to warm up before pulling stunts like this? That's such a weird strategy. CEO Bai ignored him, running laps around the room. I need to increase my heart rate, he thought. With future vision, I'll be able to avoid any surprises during the challenge. When his heart rate hit 175 BPM, CEO Bai stopped and said, That's enough. Let's begin. At another location, ASEAN boxing arena. One of Tu Jin's subordinates was being beaten mercilessly while imprisoned. He cried out in pain. Brother Jin, I did everything I could to help Tu Jin. He was injured and lost too much blood, I couldn't do anything else. Tu Jin sat silently, surrounded by his subordinates, lost in thought. So, CEO Bai has a weapon now? His rapid development is suspicious. He recalled the messages his younger brother had sent before his death, imagining the fear Tu Jin must have felt in his final moments. I didn't even get to see him before he died. Turning to his subordinates, he asked coldly, Where's Trend Queen? Didn't I tell him to deal with that piece of trash? One subordinate hesitated before responding. Someone saw him participating in a game with CEO Bai. It looks like he's trying to plan CEO Bai's death during the game. But the game hasn't ended yet. Hearing this, Tu Jin clenched his fists and thought bitterly. If I hadn't been sabotaged, I wouldn't have wasted so much time trying to recover. Tu Jin wouldn't have died like that. But he shook his head. It's too late to dwell on this now. Tu Jin, seething with anger, turned to his subordinates and declared, If I don't kill CEO Bai myself, I won't be able to let go of this rage. Wait in his game room. If CEO Bai dies in the game, then he's just lucky. But if he survives, bring him to me immediately. He then barked, Get up. One of his subordinates was dragged to his feet, trembling as he pleaded, Please, brother, have mercy, spare me. The man looked utterly pitiful. But Tu Jin, unmoved, swung his blade and severed the man's leg. The leg flew across the room. Tu Jin coldly stared at the severed limb and said, If you truly did everything to help my brother, then why is he dead while you're still alive? Before you die, you'll feel the pain and fear Tu Jin endured. Meanwhile, in the game, CEO Bai gazed at the ceiling. The final sticker rested on a lamp hanging from above. He muttered, Halfway there, this is the same spot where I fell earlier. It's time to activate my skill. Up above, Trend Queen called down. The gongs will light up faster from now on. Can you keep up with the pace? System notification. Activating future vision. Level 2. Predicting the next 5 seconds. CEO Bai's vision sharpened as the future movements of the gongs became clear. 4 of them will light up at the same time, he realized. Without this skill, their positions and spacing would make it almost impossible to hit them all. Moving quickly, he struck all 4 gongs in succession, wasting no time. From above, Trend Queen was stunned. He really managed to hit all of them? He thought, watching the cubes begin to reappear. Below, CEO Bai looked up. Now it's all up to Trend Queen. Hopefully, he can climb up and grab the sticker. Trend Queen sprinted as fast as he could, reaching the lamp that held the final sticker. He jumped, managing to latch onto it. CEO Bai watched silently, his expression unreadable. Fortunately, Trend Queen succeeded, clutching the sticker tightly in his hand. After all that effort, we finally got it, Trend Queen exclaimed triumphantly. He called down to CEO Bai. The roof is opening now. CEO Bai responded. Let's get out of here. Elsewhere, Zhang waited anxiously for CEO Bai's return. It's been so long, I hope nothing's happened to him. Zhang thought, worried. Suddenly, the cloth covering the entrance shifted, and he heard CEO Bai's voice call out, Zhang, pull me up. Hearing this, Zhang was filled with relief and rushed to help. Night had fallen as Zhang and CEO Bai stood together, waiting for Trend Queen to climb up. Zhang, however, cast a doubtful glance at Trend Queen and asked CEO Bai, Do you really trust him? Is he actually working with us? Or is he lying? If I let go now. CEO Bai cut him off. Forget that thought. He's holding the 3rd sticker. And for several reasons, we need to pull him up. Do it. Reluctantly, Zhang extended his hand to help Trend Queen. Still uneasy but following CEO Bai's instructions. And we don't have any personal grudge against him. I'm sure we'll end up working together sooner or later, Chang Bei said. At that moment, Chang Queen had climbed back up. He excitedly exclaimed, Finally back. Let's hurry and place this sticker. Geo reminded them. We should be careful and keep an eye on him. Chang Queen safely climbed up. And Chang Bei turned around and said, we now have all the stickers. Let's finish this game. Outside the game, the system announced. Intermediate level game. Room 54. Status. Complete. Asterisk. Zhang happily said. I never thought placing stickers on a monster would be so simple. With 2.000 points, we can now play advanced level ranked games. However, outside, a group of 2 Jin's men were already waiting for them. Chang Bei was surprised to see them. And Zhang and Chang Queen were equally shocked. Standing in front of them was a large group of 2 Jin's underlings. All standing ready. One of them sneered. Chang Queen, why didn't you kill him? You've been slacking off lately. When the boss tells you to do something, you do it. You're making a mess of everything. The red-haired Chang Queen remained silent, saying nothing. Another man with gray hair approached Chang Bei and asked, you're Chang Bei, right? Come with us. Brother 2 Jin wants to meet you. But Chang Bei had no intention of complying easily. He said, don't be afraid, they have too many people. We can't fight them head-on. But I want to meet 2 Jin. To get a sense of who he is. And plan for the future. Zhang, worried, asked, what if we get killed by following them? Chang Bei replied, fine, let him go. He was just a partner to finish the game. Pointing at Zhang, both Zhang and Chang Queen were surprised by this. The underling scoffed, fine, since you were just cooperating. We only need you. Anyway, the group scattered, allowing those uninvolved to leave. One of them turned to Chang Queen and added, you have to come, too. The boss wants to see you. With that, Chang Bei followed 2 Jin's men. As they led him to an unknown location, Chang Bei thought to himself, 2 Jin must already know about his brother's death, and wants to take revenge on me. If I want to end this, I'll have to deal with everything related to 2 Jin. At the boxing arena, one of the underlings snapped. Stop looking around and just go. Chang Bei stayed silent, and Chang Queen, who was also there, glanced at him but said nothing. Chang Queen asked the others, is the boss mad at me? The others replied, you'll find out when you get inside. Inside, there was no one else around. Chang Bei thought, the boxing arena. This is my first time here. Suddenly, to his surprise, 2 Jin was there, gripping Chang Queen's head tightly. Chang Queen was equally stunned. Before he could react, 2 Jin threw him violently across the room. The red-haired man slammed his head against a steel bar. Blood pouring from his mouth as he screamed in pain. Oahi Jin, he cried out, his foot pinning Chang Queen's face to the ground. Oahi Jin snarled, Chang Queen, I told you to handle this. But you've let it spiral out of control. Chang Queen stammered, I'm sorry, I did everything I could. But Oahi Jin wasn't having it. Sorry, is that all you have to say? His terrifying gaze bore into Chang Queen. As he summoned his weapon, a long sword. Du Xiao Bei, watching from the side, thought, so, Oahi Jin plans to cut off Chang Queen's arm. Oahi Jin sneered, you failed me, there must be a punishment for that. Chang Queen trembled in fear. But just as the sword was about to strike, Du Xiao Bei stepped in, using his own weapon to block the attack. Oahi Jin's eyes narrowed as he noticed Du Xiao Bei, now standing in front of him, protecting Chang Queen. Well, Du Xiao Bei, Oahi Jin growled, don't worry, I'll deal with you right after I'm done with this trash. When your turn comes, don't die too quickly. I've got a lot of fun planned for you. Things that will make you beg for death. You'll feel the slow, agonizing embrace of it. But Du Xiao Bei stood unfazed. His voice calm as he retorted, you'll be disappointed. I'm not trash like your brother. Hearing this, Oahi Jin's fury erupted. He lunged at Du Xiao Bei in blind rage. Du Xiao Bei dodged his attack, prompting Oahi Jin to smirk. You're quick, huh? Let's see if you can keep up with my speed. With that, he vanished into thin air. Du Xiao Bei, startled, thought, what, he disappeared? The system announced, warning, future vision activated. 5-second foresight engaged, asterisk. One of Oahi Jin's lackeys chuckled. This is the end for him. Even high-ranking game monsters can't keep up with the boss's maximum speed. Chang Queen remained silent, watching anxiously. But to everyone's surprise, Du Xiao Bei successfully dodged Oahi Jin's attack. Oahi Jin was stunned. What? How? He didn't even have time to see me. How did he avoid it? Du Xiao Bei thought to himself. Good thing future vision activated in time. If it hadn't, that strike would have seriously injured me. Stepping forward calmly, Du Xiaobei declared. Now it's my turn. The system announced. You have successfully evaded all attacks for 5 seconds. Future vision's secondary effect activated. Speed boost for 2 minutes, asterisk. Oahi Jin, still confident, scoffed. Fine, I'll chop off all your limbs. And make you crawl to me in repentance. Suddenly, the lights in the room dimmed. And both sides charged at each other. Oahi Jin thought to himself. His speed, it matches mine? Interesting. But then, the system announced. Player has activated Shadow Clone, asterisk. Du Xiaobei's clone moved seamlessly. Confusing Oahi Jin. Before he could react, Du Xiaobei was already behind him. A blade pressed against his neck. With unwavering confidence, Du Xiaobei said, "It's over."